All right, hello, hello. How we doing, everybody? On this Tuesday afternoon. Man, time really is an illusion. Picking Athena's theme. I love Athena's theme. Dual Destinies has probably my favorite Ace Attorney soundtrack. So yeah, that version of Athena's theme is so cutesy, and I thought it fit the vibe. So I'm glad people like it. Ashikins, yay! It's DRA time. Yes, yes, it is DRA time. I am quite excited to crack into this murder case. We are indeed so back. Oh wow, it's Wednesday morning. Time zones. Time really is an illusion. Yeah, but I'm excited. The weather today was so nice. Like, I was walking home. I would be streaming outside if that was somehow possible, because it's sunny, it's warm, it's so beautiful. So, very happy about that. Hope y'all's weeks are going well so far. But yeah, I think, let's see, let me do a little, I'll do a little recap before we hop in. So last time we did the prologue, we met the cast, we kind of established some of the group dynamics. We've got our antag. We had a little incident with some nameplates, which will be very familiar if you've played Trigger Happy Havoc. And the ultimate sniper was unfortunately murdered. So yeah, we have our first BDA discovery. I know I said last time my top two suspects were the pilot and the clown. But I have to see how the investigation proceeds before determining if I'm completely locked in on that or not. I'll have updated predictions as we go through the investigation and before the trial. So hopefully we'll be able to crack this case. I hope I don't end up like, it's been a long time since I played Danganronpa, so I hope I don't end up completely embarrassing myself trying to solve the trial, but we shall see. Ace Attorney Trilogy on Steam. Yes, highly recommend. You are talking to a big Ace Attorney fan, so would indeed recommend giving the trilogy a shot. They are such fun games. But I think with all that prelude out of the way, we can go ahead and get started. Let's move over to the game and go ahead and load up our save. He was the best guy around. What about all the people he murdered? What murder? All right, let's talk to Tsurugi. I can't believe it. How could I let something like this happen? I don't deserve to be a police officer. All right. Did you do it? I must be having a bad dream. Can somebody wake me up? Guys? Anyone? What do you have to say? You don't say much. When the announcement came, it felt that something sinister was due to occur. It seems like my senses were unfortunately correct. For now, let us wish that she may find peace. You. It's not a surprise party? Alright, well, let's just go for it. Any thoughts on Ace Attorney investigations? The first one is, okay, let me preface this by saying I don't think there's a bad thing as an Ace Attorney game. I think the worst Ace Attorney game is average, and that is how I would describe the first Investigations game. I really liked the fourth case. The rest of it was, like, not super great, but it didn't, like, actively frustrate me. So, it's, like, pretty middling, in my opinion. The second one, I'm, like, a decent ways through. I've been getting through it. I was getting through it, and then they announced the Investigations Duology remaster, and then I stopped because I wanted to play that, and I unfortunately have not had the time to finish the second game. Substantial upgrades so far. I am quite enjoying it. Don't say the duology is great, because I'm sure you've heard. Yes, I have heard very good things about the Another Duology, so... Kinji, an empath, realizing something's wrong when the murder announcement plays. So true, King. Just like me, for real. Alright, let's investigate. Yuki, it's dangerous to go in. But... he's right. I heard from Monokuma the other day when walking in the hallway. Yeah, we can't go in. He'll give us investigation rights. Yuki, calm yourself. Let the girls get to her. No, please don't. I ask you all to refrain from doing anything that might disrupt the crime scene. So, I kind of thought about this yesterday and talked about it, but they're definitely setting it up to seem like, oh, since the men couldn't go in the women's bathroom, that a woman has to be the killer. I don't inherently believe that's true. It could be like a DR2 or DR1 Chapter 2 situation. But we shall see. I'm not completely ruling out the men yet, just because of that. Tsurugi, I don't think you have to act like a policeman here. A friend of ours died, and you're just acting like it's another day of your job? I apologize. I'm also reflecting on my own inability that caused this tragedy. I don't deserve to stand here with you. But still, I ask for your cooperation. We have to investigate the situation and find the truth. The truth? What do you mean by that? Why do you think Kyoka died? Or tell me, were you thinking she killed herself just because of that rope around her neck? You do not own that theory, Maddie. Calm down, calm down. Then Kyoka was really murdered? Bingo! That would be correct! Kyoko Maki was murdered! Monokuma, you son of a bitch! Wait a second. Isn't it still possible for her to have killed herself? We haven't even started the investigation yet. Suicide? Nonsense! I can say this for sure. Kyoko was murdered by another person. And the perpetrator of such a crime is, of course, one of you guys. That can't be true. One of us is the culprit? Certainly. That someone must have wanted to get out so badly after seeing my motive video yesterday. Not that I blame anyone for it. After all, it's just natural human tendency. You really call that wrong, can you? Nothing is wrong about a murder? How do you know that? Words, jeez Louise. Do you not know that homicide is the worst possible crime a person can commit? I don't know about that. Silly girl, that type of reasoning only works outside. You live in a different world, one that consists entirely of the school. In other words, the only law that exists here are the school regulations. There's really a murderer among us? Among us? Among us? Sorry, it's 2025. Those jokes are not funny anymore. Who is it? Who's the killer? You darned criminal. Stop this bullshit now. Yeah, the merchant, I assume they were going for a southern accent based on the dialogue, but if that's not true, I apologize. I was kind of making an educated guess since there's no voice acting. Eek! You're scaring me! A friendly reminder that bear hunting is illegal here. Anyway, don't be so mad. Relax. I'm here to help, not to harm. Help? You see, boys, weren't you having trouble because you can't enter the girls' restroom? But that will prevent a fair investigation from happening. So for this case, the restroom sensor will be disabled until the end of the class trial. Of course, this doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. As the headmaster, I promote healthy relationships between boys and girls. Yeah, so we can kill each other in cold blood, but any risque activity, that's a big no-no. An investigation? For what? When a friend of ours just died. Investigate the case for the upcoming class trial. What else could it be? Class trial? That's right. Didn't I tell you? In order to graduate, you have to win the class trial after murdering someone. How will the blackened deceive the others while hiding their own identity? How will the remaining spotless find the blackened? Ah, the thrills! The investigation is all for that. Have you ever seen a detective who points out the culprit without any prior investigation? You bastard. You gotta be kidding us. Well, spend your time wisely till I call you again. Last but not least, here's a bonus for y'all. I give you this, namely, the Monokuma File! It's meant to be a guide to those who haven't encountered this kind of situation before. It contains some useful information like the cause of death and fatal injury. Well, some of you experts on the field may not need this. But it doesn't hurt to have one, does it? Do you want one too? Here you go! Boop, 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 boop. The cause of death? How do you even know that? Because I saw it through the surveillance camera. What do you think I do at night? Hibernate? Wrong! I'm always watching you. Would that mean you already know the culprit? Is this, Professor Lady, I presume? Oh, there she is. Glad to hear that. I was wondering if Monokuma was trying to trick us again. As long as I have a fair game, I'm fine. Mekaru, where have you been all this time? At the entrance to investigate. I came here when I heard a body was discovered. Liar. What? How can you be this late when there's a murder? Especially when you love to be so nosy like that. Kizuna, you're being a little sus. I feel like this is the most she's, like, spoken up this whole time. I have my eye on you. Yeah, right. How are you the only one missing when we're all here? Huh. What are these morons talking about? Just confess it already. Aren't you the killer? Wait, stop! It's not the time to fight against each other. What's this? Now I'm suddenly left out. Well, fine. I won't let this get on me. Everyone, good luck on the investigation, and see you later. And he's gone. After Monokuma left, no one dared to let out a word for a very long time. It was only natural. One of the 14 standing here murdered Kyoka. The familiar tension in the atmosphere. Eyes doubting each other. The conflict was already at its climax. So, are we planning to do this forever? Huh? Will we stand here for the remainder of our time, doing nothing at all? Monokuma said that a punishment awaits the losing party of the trial. Punishment? Does that mean execution? Indeed, we all die if we fail to find the truth. That's why we have to do this. I have to do this. I'll die if I don't. By doing this, I'll need to question every one of us and point someone out as the culprit. Still, I must do it. If I don't want to die, if I want to survive, it's inevitable. When I became aware of my surroundings again, I found myself unknowingly entering the girls' restroom. It hurt that I had to doubt a friend, but weird yet, the more intense feeling was boiling up inside of me. I want to know. Why did this happen to Kyoka? Who's the culprit that killed her? I want to find out. Curiosity overtook my reason. Oh, the game's muted? Great. Yeah, no, I just forgot to turn on the desktop audio. My B, thanks for the heads up. No, you guys are good. It was on me. And what do I want to do with it? I want to find that out as well. For now, it may be better to follow this intense craving for knowledge. Damn. I'll do it. I will expose the culprit and survive this game. That's the only option I have, right? Investigate. Yeah, just wanted to, you know, show off my totally super awesome voice acting skills. I'm totally trained, guys. Trust. But no, you should be able to hear this now. Character band looks gorgeous. Thank you! Thank you! The artist who drew it is so talented. Kore is really, really skilled. It's my Twitter banner too. They always do a really good job. I've commissioned them twice. And yes, Maddie designed the character as well. Before starting the investigation, let's read the Monokuma file first. I might get something out of it. Alright. Victim is Kyoka Maki. Time of death, 6 a.m. Discovered hanging in the girls' restroom of the student dormitory. Contrusion on the occiput? Is that like a blow to the head? Unfortunately, I didn't take anatomy classes. I don't know what an occiput is. Alright. Let's check anything that looks suspicious. Might be a good idea to talk with other people. We'll find the truth. Collect the truth bullets. When you press shift, a mark will appear. Okay, good to know. You can track truth bullets in the e-handbook. So let's see. Okay. Let's check, what do you have to say first, King? Truly a regrettable incident. I've been bracing myself to a degree, but reality still seems capable of exceeding our worst expectations. I really like this guy. I don't know. I just vibe with him. It's making me feel like I'm out of hope. But we must find the culprit, both for Kyoka and our own good. Oh, fuck. It was the wrong voice. He's just been talking to himself the whole time. I agree. We should investigate to the extent of our capabilities and combine our knowledge. Additionally, there are still several of us who are in a panic and need some time before joining us to investigate. If possible, I want you to comfort them and help them regain their composure. Yeah, I don't really think she did much. I don't think Kyoka did too much. She gave that one speech about friendship, and that's how I knew she was about to die. I mean, she seemed cool though, so I'm like a little bummed, but you know. I think I'm one of those several people too, but okay, I'll try. I'm suspicious of you. Kyoka, damn it, you were alright last night. We had fun together. I don't know if it's him. It feels too obvious to be him. He feels like he's gonna be the first suspect, but I'm still not sure. It's, you know how like Leon in Trigger Happy Havoc was so obvious that like I feel like it kind of seemed like he was framed. I'm wondering if that's the case with this guy, like he's framed because he's that obvious, or if it just like really is that obvious, like in case 1, you know? We'll see. But this is reality, right? I can't let myself be overtaken by grief. Can't say I'm smart, but I'll try to the best of my ability. That's all we can ask for. I'm gonna find out who did this to you, Kyoka. I mean, he doesn't seem like he's lying, but we'll see. Talk to Teruya. I'm sorry, I don't know all their names yet, so, is that this guy? Yeah. Oh! You good, King? I mean, we did just see a dead body, so if he's, like, puking, I get it. Can't believe someone really died. A real dead person. Ugh. Teruya, it's not that I don't feel sad like you, but if we don't do this, we're gonna be killed. But I can't do it, and how am I supposed to investigate when I'm feeling like this? With someone who might be a murderer? Listen, I won't force you to do anything you don't like, but if you keep being negative like that, we might lose an opportunity to uncover the truth, and that'll mean game over for us. If that's what you want, keep standing there like that. Dude, he saw a dead body. Let's be a little compassionate. Alright, anyway, now let's actually start investigating. There's something on the wall. Yellow. A viscous liquid with a dark yellow color is splattered on the wall. Sorry, I'm trying not to make a piss joke. It felt more slippery than I thought when I gently touched it. It's oddly disturbing. Okay, we have this... Ew, it stinks. What's the smell? It's familiar. Alright, so we have this weird yellow goop. Have you smelt that liquid? Yeah, do you know what it is? Well, I cannot say for certain, but I believe the odor is closest to that of rubber. Rubber? Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. But it's not just rubber, it smells terrible. It's like an ugly mixture of rubber and oil. It's on the floor, too. What do you think it is? Maybe it's been here since the first day? No, that's unlikely. Does it not look like the stain is heading toward Kyoka's body? Kinji made a convincing point. An explanation I can think of is the liquid trickled down the wall to the floor, eventually flowing toward Kyoka's body. I think this is an important piece of evidence, but I don't have enough clues. Alright. So, rubber going from the wall to her... Maybe she was, like, stuck to the wall with it, and then somehow, like, it peeled off, and, like, and then she swung off the wall? I don't know, I'm just trying to understand here. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to talk to you, but okay. You alright? Hurts me emotionally to do this, but I shouldn't avoid it, right? Because this is our only option? Yeah, it's the only thing we can do. I'll do everything I can to help everyone as much as possible, so we can uncover the truth. Thanks. Did you read the Monokuma file? Yes, there wasn't anything particularly remarkable. Kanata, do you think we can trust the Monokuma file? I mean, it might give us false information to throw us off. I came up with the same question and examined the body by myself. And I'm sure the information given in the Monokuma file is true. The time and cause of death mostly seem to match. I see. I thought it could be Monokuma's trap. Guess I should start from here, though there's very little clues. This is just my opinion, but don't you think Miss Maki's body looks a bit odd? Odd? My examination results agree with Monokuma file's statement that the cause of death was a contusion on the occiput. That would mean Miss Maki's fatal injury was on the back of her head. Then why is she hanged? Oh, yeah, I don't see a reason for the culprit to hang her, unless they were planning to choke her to death. I was puzzled and also proceeded to check Miss Maki's neck. The rope wasn't even tight. When a person is hanged, there should be a clear mark, or in worse cases, blue discolorations on the skin that was in contact with the rope. But there's barely a mark on her neck, and I can't quite understand the cause. Judging from the state of the body, I would rather say the rope was simply wrapped around her neck than hanged her. So Kyoka wasn't hanged? We know the actual cause of death is a contusion. The rope has nothing to do with it. Then why? Sneeze. Oh, okay. I think this will be important. Thank you, Kanata. My pleasure. My medical knowledge is far from perfect, but I'm glad it can help you. If only I was skilled enough to bring the dead back to life, Miss Maki wouldn't have gone through all this. No one can ever bring a dead person back to life, so don't blame yourself, Kanata. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Maeda. I'll continue the autopsy in case I missed anything. And I feel bad for Miss Maki when I leave her alone, so... Just don't push yourself so hard. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Sure, we'll do the file. Wait, I already read this, actually. Never mind, never mind. I thought it was new info. It's not. Yeah. Didn't you have a? Yeah, okay. Mekaru, what are you staring at like that? The rope. There. Oh, she speaks. Rope? It's strange. The rope hanging Kyoka is strange. I mean, we know it wasn't used to hang her, so... The hook. Huh? Oh, she's right. I was too shocked by the sight of Kyoka's corpse to notice it earlier, but now I see the rope was fixed to the ceiling bar by a hook. But... how's it strange? It was probably just used to hold the rope in place. If it was done from the inside, it cannot be tied like that. See? See? I knew it. I knew we'd get there. Kind of the fact that it could have been done from the outside. Huh? What do you mean? Okay, I have a hypothesis. If they, like, essentially threw the hook onto the or the bar thing at the top, right? Stood outside the locker room and swung her in, then that's how we got what we wanted. And if the yellow stuff, like, is rubber, maybe that's how they, after they, like, bonked her on the head, this is kind of silly, right? But maybe this is how it happened, I don't know. After they hit her on the head, they used the rubber to, like, seal up the wound so it wouldn't bleed as they were moving the body? Maybe? I don't know if that's how it works. It's probably not, but... And then when they swung her in, she, like, hit the back of the wall, and the rubber, like, hit the wall and then trailed off in that pattern. I don't know if this is making any sense, but that's my current hypothesis for the rubber and the swinging. I don't know if that's how the rubber works, but it's what we're going on so far. Oh, I thought we were having an actual friendly conversation, I thought we were finally having an actual conversation, but she went silent again. Still, I think she knows something. This means there's something about that hook. Alright. Let's do the body itself. Ew. Kyoka's body. Ugh. This is a real death of a human. As I watched from up close, I felt like I was becoming closer to death itself. Hello? There we go. Kyoka. Last night, it was Kyoka who saved me from losing my mind after watching the motive. No, I don't think they swung her over the girder. I think they, like, threw the hook so it caught and wrapped around the girder, and then swung her like a pendulum. I don't think they swung her, like, over it or anything. In a situation where you can't even trust yourself, her bright smile drove negative thoughts away. Why did this happen to you? I shouldn't run away from reality. No matter what, I have to face it and move forward, for Kyoka's sake. I think professionals like Tsurugi and Kanada already examined the body, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to look it over myself. Sorry, Kyoka. I'll check your body real quick. Struggling to keep myself from retching, I inspected Kyoka's body. According to the Monokuma file, the death happened about 3 hours ago. Only 3 hours had passed, but there wasn't even a tiny bit of life left in Kyoka's body. Anyway, the Monokuma file said that the cause of death is a contusion of the occupant. Just say a blow to the head. I don't know if this is like a translation thing, it probably is, but the fancy terminology is making me giggle. Yeah, rebounding off the wall, leaving the rubber. That's what I said. That's what I meant, yeah. I carefully examined the back of Kyoka's head. There really was a large bruise on Kyoka's head. It created a giant dip in the skin. Something's not right. How is there not a single drop of blood on the body when there's an injury like this? Because they sealed it up with the rubber. I don't know if that's how it works, but that's my best guess. The culprit could have wiped it away to get rid of remaining evidence, but that'd be pointless since the Monokuma file tells us everything. Kyoka. Huh? What's this? I suddenly realized she was holding something in her hand. Ah, the classic note! Gotta have a note! With some effort, I pulled the scrap of paper that seemed to be ripped out of a notepad from Kyoka's stiffening clutch. A notepad. I wonder if it's from one of the ones Monokuma put in our rooms. There's something written on the paper. Come to the laundry room at 6. The Eddie Cam be waiting. Alright. This would be a fairly important piece of evidence. 6 o'clock is precisely Kyoka's time of death. The killer must have called Kyoka with this, so that means she was probably killed in the laundry room. Alright, we should probably go investigate there. Let's check out the oh, nope, I didn't want to leave. Go back. The blood puddle. Oh, this is... small blood stain right in front of Kyoka's body. Does that mean, yeah, the hanging has nothing to do with the case? No bloodstains on her, all I found was a thick clot smeared on the hair near the bruise. I suppose the culprit wiped the blood on the body. I'm not sure what that blood stain would have been. Maybe like, I don't know, after the rubber came loose, she bled, but I don't know. Well, I'd like to go to the, okay, did I do everything in here, I guess, firstly? Yes, okay, so let's go to the, I think we should go to the laundry room, but let's talk to, no, Akane. Yuki, what are we supposed to do? Someone actually died. The situation might seem hopeless, but we have to try. If we don't, we're gonna die too. We're gonna die? Monokuma told us. In the class trial. If we fail to uncover the truth, we're gonna be executed. We can't let that happen! What I'm saying is, it's hard to face what happened to Kyoka, but for her sake, we need to figure out the truth. Okay, I'll do it for Kyoka. I'm not much of an intellect, but I'll do anything I can. And when I find out the truth, I won't ever forgive the person who murdered Kyoka. She seems to feel a bit better. Okay, you were acting a little bit sus earlier. You immediately jumped on her, so... Ugh, damn it. Why do I have to do this? Kizuna? What the? Who is it? It's me, Yuki. Did I surprise you that much? This might be like just confirmation bias coming into play, but she is acting a little weird. Yuki. It wasn't you, right? You're not the killer? Of course not. I'd never kill someone. Yeah, it's easy for anyone to say that. Kizuna. Whatever this class trial is, I don't care. I just want to get out of this fucking place. Do you now? Kizuna, try and calm down. Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk with someone who might be a murderer. Seems like Kyoka's death caused you to completely lose trust in others. What about you? What were you doing? What are you looking at, useless? Mekaru. When the murder happened, what made you come late? Why should I tell you? Besides, I told you not to talk to me. I was investigating the entrance hall. There was something of particular interest. Was it more important than a friend's death? Friend? Since when were you guys and I friends? Well, I admit an actual murder happening was beyond my expectation. But should I be shocked by every single incident that occurs here? Hey, friend or not, I don't think that's how we should react to a person's death. Huh, so what? I was born like this. It's true, guys. I voiced every character in every Danganronpa game. It was me all along. Someone just murdered. Man, this guy's sus for freaking out. Listen, no. It's not just that. She was quick to accuse Mekaru, so... But I don't know. I'm just spitballing out there. I was born this way, as Lady Gaga would say. That's why I'm different from the rest of you. Why don't you quit wasting time and go investigate? The class trial is a piece of cake for me. Girl, what? But I'm not going to offer any help. Are you saying you already cracked the case? Absolutely. Are you playing me for a fool? This whole murder case is a joke. Not 'cause you're the culprit? Now look who's treating an innocent person like a criminal just because I was late. Suspecting your friend to be a murderer? Is that the mutual trust you guys were so busy talking about? But I don't know the culprit yet. And you look the most suspicious right now because of the extra time you took. Suppose I am the culprit. Can you give me a reason why I would commit murder? Do you think I'm foolish enough to be swayed by some dumb video? Then give a proper explanation. There's no evidence to back up your claim. Are you an idiot? Sure, there's no evidence nor any witnesses, but even if I was late for another reason, nothing would change from the truth. Coming late to the murder scene despite the announcement is suspicious enough. This is a waste of time. Get lost if you don't understand what I'm saying. I have many things to check on and can't spare time for morons. Mekaru, why do you always have to... Jeez, what a nuisance. Why are you acting so friendly anyway? Didn't you get enough? If you still want more, go see that brawny lawyer. He'll prove my innocence. He will? Okay. Disregarding everyone else for incompetence, not even caring the slightest bit about murder. I have to admit her reasoning and research skills are exceptional, and becoming a top university professor at her age certainly isn't an easy thing to do. But did she have to be so hostile and antagonistic all the time? Well, not the time to think about that. Alright. Yeah, we can go talk to him, but I want to check out the laundry room, because that's where the note said. Bathhouse, yeah. Aha! Is this, yeah. Is this? The sudden sight took me by surprise. Blood in the laundry room? Wait, the body was in the girls' restroom. Why is blood splattered here on the floor? I don't know, Yuki. Maybe there was like a note telling her to go to the laundry room at the exact time she died. I don't know, just throwing it out there. Yeah, no, we're not talking to Mitch. Where's the lawyer dude? Nope. If only I had a map. Oh well. Hey Pookie, how are you doing? Hey Yuki, how's your investigation going? Well, can't say for sure. Would you come look over here? Look, what, the door? Don't you see that? Yeah, I see it's your room. This is a key piece of evidence. Okay, so they probably like slid the note under the door, right? And because of the nameplate swap, they thought they were sliding it under Tsurugi's door. But because it wasn't Tsurugi's door, she got it, and she's the one who went to the laundry room, and the culprit was there and was probably like, ah, fuck it, we're gonna do this anyway. So, your room is a key piece of evidence? Not the room. Look at the nameplate. I don't know what you're trying to say, Tsurugi. I see it's your room, but... No, this is not my room. Huh? What do you mean by that? I don't exactly know what happened and how the nameplates were switched. They're switched? Yes, with Kyoka's, and she happens to be the victim of this case. Okay. Frick. So, I think Pilot Guy's off the hook then. Because if he put them back, he would have known whose room was whose. So he wouldn't have, like, probably slipped the note under the wrong door, right? And either way, like, that doesn't make him because if the nameplates being switched led to an inadvertent thing by the culprit, it doesn't make him suspicious that he put them on there and switched them, if that makes any sense. So, I kind of think Haru's a lot more off the hook than when I started, but we'll see. Come over here. This is my actual room. That's... Next to the door that Tsurugi pointed at was his room, was a plate that read Kyokamaki. I noticed it when I was going around to call you guys in the morning. I wasn't aware of the murder back then, so I assumed I could manage it later. But looking back now, I think this tells me the overall flow of events. You can see what happened just from this? Well, roughly, combined with the evidence gathered from other places. I have some experience in this field, after all. Oh, right, he is the ultimate police officer. He would certainly know what to do in this sort of situation. Yuki, besides that, I need to know something. Do you know who switched the nameplates around? Even if you say so... Ah! I remembered. Yes. Yeah, we saw this. Yeah, I don't think this makes the name-switching people suspicious anymore. I think I know who it was. Really? But even if he did, why? Make sure to hold on tight to that information. The nameplate is most likely related to the root cause of Kyoka's death. I think he just messed it up. I don't think he was being malicious. I think he's just stupid. What's that called? Is it Occam's razor? Like, don't attribute to malice what you can appropriately assign stupidity? Hanlon's razor. Okay. My mistake. Occam's razor is a different thing. But anywho. Yeah, Tsurugi being the intended target makes the most sense, because I was also thinking, since he's like a cop, he could easily be the first target, because, you know, he's like got experience in solving cases, and if you were a culprit, you wouldn't want him investigating, so... Tsurugi, are you okay with me not telling you who switched the nameplate? I won't mind it, but there's no need if you know who it was. We'll talk more in the class trial. If it bugs you so much, you could try talking with that person right now. The person who switched the nameplates. Yeah, we'll go find him. Alright, so we gotta find two people. Oh, hello. Oh! That's what looks like evidence. I guess we'll talk to him first. I think I found something, but I'm not quite sure. Mekaru, can I talk to you for a second? Huh? What's the matter? I tried to ask Mekaru about the reason she was late. She kept insisting she was innocent, then told me you might know something. Oh, Mekaru, that aloof girl. I don't know if aloof is the word well, I guess so. When I think aloof, I think more like airheaded, but I guess you could attribute her above-it-all attitude. Yeah, that's a fair word. Do you know why she came late by any chance? Yeah, I should have said it earlier, but when we were all looking for her this morning, I knew where she was. It's just that I couldn't find the right time to tell everyone. Really? How did you know? I woke up at 6 in the morning. So I decided to head to the restroom. And that's when I saw Mekaru. I asked her where she was going, and she said, "Off to investigate. Now get lost." Then she went toward the school wing. If Kakeru is telling the truth, it looks like Mekaru really was investigating the entrance hall. But after that, when did you see her again? Well, after that, I went to the restroom and then directly back to my room. So I didn't see her until after the murder. All of us, beside Kyoko, Mekaru, and Tsurugi, were in the diner since 7 a.m. Kyoka, Mekaru, and Tsurugi. Okay. Mekaru said she was in the entrance hall. Oh, but since 7. The murder was at 6, so that doesn't really give them alibis. None of us can really prove that, right? That's true, but I don't think Mekaru is the culprit. I don't either. I think she's gonna have a character arc. Because, you see, I met her at 6 o'clock. According to the Monokuma file, Kyoka's time of death was also around 6 a.m. You're right! If Mekaru went to the school building at 6, she wouldn't have had enough time to come back here, kill Kyoka, hang her and all. I wasn't in the hallway for long, but it was silent out there, and it didn't look like Mekaru was gonna head back my way. I suppose we can't say she's the culprit because of her being late, then. Wait, does that mean Kyoka was being murdered in the restroom when I met Mekaru? Well, she was being murdered, just not in the restroom. If only I wasn't so dense. Don't blame yourself, Pookie. Yeah, see, we're on the same wavelength, Yuki and me. The one who's responsible here is the culprit. No, it's Monokuma who caused all this. Shoot, how could I have not noticed? Anyway, thanks for telling me. No problem. Let's try investigating some more. Alright, let's look at the rubber, I guess, or whatever it is. There's a crumpled sphere in the corner. What is this? Yeah, same wavelength. Having lost its spherical shape, the strange object was leaking a dark yellow liquid with an awful smell. Is it the murder weapon? This might be the murder weapon? No? I don't know. Rubber. Ew. A rubber ball. Maybe it's related to the case. I know there was nothing like this in the trash room before the murder. But what's the feeling? I feel like I saw something like this before. Yeah, it's the same rubber, but do rubber balls leak rubber? I don't really know what it is. What do I think of Yuki so far? He's okay. He reminds me a lot of Makoto in the sense that, like, you know, he's kind of your go-hung everyday man. He's nice enough. Yeah, he's fine. I don't have super strong feelings on him so far because I don't think he has, like, a super strong personality so far, but we'll see. Excuse me, just gave myself a hiccup. This is Yuki. That's a hammer. There's blood on it. This was probably the murder weapon, because if the bouncy ball was the murder weapon, wouldn't there be blood on the bouncy ball? So, blood. Then could it be the... Yeah, it's most likely the murder weapon. Hammer's about 30 centimeters, metal part was really hard. Kyoko was hit by this hideous thing. It must have been scary and painful. Well, hopefully she died nearly instantly, but one can hope. Alright, let's go find Haru. Haru, where are you? Are you in the boys' bathroom, perchance? No. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Fuck you, Mitch. Nope. Is he in the dining room? Nope. Okay, there are people over here. Haru, where are you? Not in the hallway. Not up here. I can't imagine he'd be in the gym, but I can, I guess, look since I'm up here. Yeah, I didn't think so. We'll find him, don't you worry. Maybe he's in the AV room. 'Cause, like, motive and stuff. I guess I'll check the classrooms too while I'm down here. Nope. Ah, my theory earlier about the fire hydrant being a murder weapon was off base. So sad. Where is he? Where is this man? I guess I'll check the antique store, because I didn't actually go in there, but... No, didn't think he'd be in here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Someone who sells things. Okay, I gotta go talk to the merchant to see if they got the... Okay, sure. I guess since I can't find Haru, I do know where merchant is, so... Hey, yo. Oh, wait, there's Haru. He was in the bathroom. I'm so stupid. I knew he was in there. I saw him when I was investigating. Bye. Okay, anyway. Short-term memory loss moment aside. Yuki, what should I do? What should... Snap out of it, Teruya. We need to uncover the truth. But how can I walk around like nothing's happened? When someone's dead for real. Nobody thinks that nothing's happened. We're only putting our feelings aside for something more important. You need to get over that despair. Yeah, just get over it, dude. I'm sorry, I can't say that with a straight face. Even if you say so. My specialty's appraising and selling things. Not this kind of job. And it's one of those fields where I screw up a bunch at... No, there is something you can do. That's why I came to you in the first place. Something I can do? Teruya, didn't you visit the antique store pretty often? The antique store? 'Tis true, I took quite an interest in the place. There's a ton of items of considerable worth. Speaking of that, I think the room looked a bit different this morning from what it used to look before. Really? Are you sure? I think so. I checked the place when we were looking for Kyoka and Mekaru. Kyoko is a different character. And the layout of the room was slightly off from normal. You memorized the whole layout of the room? What you mean, the whole layout? It's common sense that a product needs to be in perfect layout to convey its full value to the customers. When I was 6, I learned the hard way how much the layout can influence daily sales. If you say so, then it must be true. Wait, why was the layout suddenly out of place? About the rope and hook, Teruya. Did you see them at the antique store? Dunno, I didn't look over everything in there yet. But I can say this for sure. The storage didn't have anything like those, I'm positive. Then the culprit may have gotten the supplies needed from the murder from the antique store. How'd you figure that out? You're smart. Because of what you just told me, Teruya. It's all thanks to you. Thanks to me? Are you starting to feel better now? Always bright and cheerful. That's the Teruya I know. Yuki. You're right. I feel better after all this talking. Everyone will feel sad. I'm not an exception. But there's moments in life where we must do things we don't want to, right? Let's find the culprit who murdered Kyoka. We'll figure out the truth. Yeah, of course we will. We can get there. Let's do this. I think I was able to cheer Teruya up a bit. That's a relief. Anyway, if what Teruya said is true, the culprit should be someone who went to the antique store after yesterday. Okay, putting it in the vault. In the mental vault that is my brain. Alright, Haru. Yuki, sorry for not being much help. I'm trying my best to investigate, but I don't understand anything. What should I do? Hey, Haru. I have a question for you. Huh? For me? What is it? When we entered here with Kyoka and Satsuki last night, what did you do after getting back from the restroom? Oh, that? You know I broke the nameplates, so I just put the new ones back up like Monokuma told me to. You guys were gone by then. It was a bit lonely doing it all by myself, you know? Dude, you just like stuck 2 nameplates on the doors. Come on. Is that all? What's the matter, Yuki? Did I say something wrong? I went straight to bed after putting them back on. So, the 2 nameplates that you broke yesterday, did they belong to Kyoka and Tsurugi? Kyoka and Tsurugi. Yeah, I think so. I'll be frank here. Since last night, the nameplates on Kyoka and Tsurugi's rooms have been switched. Switched? Yeah, Tsurugi said it'll be an important piece of evidence. But I couldn't think of anyone other than you that could have messed with them. And the one that switched the nameplates, and one of the switched nameplates belongs to Kyoka, the victim. Isn't that too much to be a coincidence? Wait a second. Switched? They're switched? Did I... What is it, Haru? Yeah, he's just, like, stupid. He's a little stupid, but I don't think he's malicious. It's probably my fault that the nameplates were switched. So you really did... Why did you switch them? Is it 'cause you're the culprit? No! Trust me, please, I'm innocent. Okay, I trust you. So, can you explain why you switched the nameplates around? Well, actually, I normally don't pay a lot of attention to the dorm rooms, so it was a bit difficult to see whose room was whose. I mean, I wasn't sure where Kyoka and Tsurugi's nameplates originally were. Plus, that restroom trip in the middle just kept adding to the confusion, and I didn't want to bother anyone when they'd just gone to sleep, so I put them back based on my vague memory. But I must have done it wrong. I'm sorry. So that's what happened. Alright, I don't know how this connects to the case yet, but it seems like an important clue. I really didn't know. Don't assume I'm the culprit just because I did it. I won't. Thanks for telling the truth. Yeah, I believe him. I really do believe him. I think he just messed up. Which, like, real. Oh. Is that it? I guess that's it. Announcement from Headmaster Monokuma! Looks like all of you are tired of waiting. Shall we begin then? Our very first class trial! Everyone, please gather at the carpeted door at the end of the school area hallway. I'll be waiting there. Oop, 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 oop. It's time. If we fail to identify the culprit in the class trial, we die. I really don't want to go through this, but I don't have a choice. This is the only way. The door with the carpet in the school area. I should go there. Alright. Sorry for party rockin'. Okay. This must be the place Monokuma told us to come. The courtroom. Yuki, you're here. I was about to get worried. Were you trying to run away from your crime? Shut up, Mitch. I don't even want to talk to you. I hope you did it. I hope it's you. Are you saying I'm the killer? Don't get ahead of yourself. We'll eventually find out the culprit, even if we don't want to. Even if it is the wrong answer. Since we came this far, did everyone get ready? To be or not to be? Dead or alive?
That is the question.
Stop joking around. We're trying to be serious. Oh, hello, Sprite. Hey, all you listen. Haruhiko is right. This ain't an ordinary trial. Our lives depend on it. So quit whining and pull yourselves together. Well, he did say he gets more confident in court, so...
Mr. Yamaguchi, what's wrong?
What's wrong? What's wrong with you guys? You're all loosened up. You'll never get anywhere near the truth with that mindset.
It's like he's switching to his alternate person.
Yeah, we Danganronpa, haha. Mekaru, did you eat something wrong? Shut your trap, wimps. I'm always like this in the courtroom. If you're pissed off by how I am, challenge me with a decisive proof in the trial.
Where did that stammer and coward go? I've always wondered how Mekaru became a lawyer with all his shyness.
Oh wait, that's internal. Oopsie. Though his sudden change came to me as a surprise, it made me understand why he was the ultimate lawyer right away. That powerful voice and spirit will surely give him a great advantage in court. Only problem is, he sounds more like a gangster than a lawyer. Ding dong, bing bong. Yo, looks like everyone's here! Take that elevator and come underground! I'll be waiting for you guys! Alright, Monokuma. It's time for real. Let's hope we'll do our best. Oh man. Okay. I guess I'm gonna talk to a few. You. Whether you like it or not, we need to do this. Yeah. Yo, Kinji. To harm another human being means to defy heavenly law. Whoever committed the act must be ready to answer for their sin. So true, King. Alright. I'm only talking to Mitch because I want to see if he's suspicious. Damn, it's really gotten to this. Can we even make it back here alive? That's not super suspicious. Everything she says is suspicious. This is like completely confirmation bias on my part. Like, because I have the idea in my head that it's her, everything she says just seems suspicious to me. But anyway, Haru, I've tried my best, but I'm still not sure on this. I might need to hear what the rest of you found out to get a grip on it. Okay, I think we're ready. I'm gonna grab water real quick before we go in. I'll give some of my speculative thoughts before we get started. Alright, so I think I have a pretty good idea, like Maddie said, how the crime was committed. I was talking you guys through it earlier as it came to mind, but I think the culprit wanted to kill Tsurugi, didn't know about the nameplate switch, so sent the note under what they thought was Tsurugi's room to meet them in the laundry room. Because it wasn't Tsurugi's room, the victim went instead. They met up. I assume either the culprit just decided to go for it anyway, or the victim saw the culprit and they decided they had to do it anyway, even if it wasn't their intended target. And so they hit her with the hammer, and then the rubber ball thing is definitely what's like throwing me the most in terms of like this case, because I just don't understand. Rubber balls don't leak liquid rubber, do they? But I guess this one probably just does, but they must have like used the rubber ball to seal up the wound somehow and take her to the bathroom, where they then like tied the rope around her neck, threw the hook onto the girder, and like pendulum swang her in there to make it seem like only a girl could have done it, I guess. Which leads me to believe it's a guy, which makes my cheerleader theory seem like not plausible, you know? but regardless, they swung her in there, and her head hit the back of the wall, loosening up the, like, rubber whatever, and that's how it got on the wall and how it, like, trailed along to where her body stopped. So that's, like, the machinations of the murder. I don't know, the only clue I have as to who did it would then be, like, yeah. The only, that doesn't point me to who did it, though. We know that, Professor and Lawyer have an alibi. I don't think it's Haru. Other than that, it kind of could be anybody. No, I think it is more likely to be a dude, because if it was a girl, why would they do the whole pendulum thing? Why wouldn't they just, like, walk into the bathroom and throw the hook up onto the girder, you know? I don't know. If it is which, again, that leads me to believe it's a dude, but Cheerleader is acting so suspicious. Okay, I'm gonna lock in 2 guesses. I'm locking in Cheerleader, because confirmation bias and I think she's suspicious. And if it's a dude, Lawyer Guy has an alibi, so it can't be him. And he said everybody but Tsurugi. Fuck, who did he say? Hold on, let me look at... First of all, I'm gonna save. And then... Do I have my... How do I view my bullets again? Oh, it's in regulations, which was... Nope, that's not it. Go back. What button was regulations? Fuck. Or do I have to equip the monopad, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Sorry. I figured it out, guys. Cause who did he say? Somebody said 3 people testified Mekaru. We're in the dining hall. Fuck, who did he say? I guess I don't have it, but... Anyway. I really hope... Oh, damn it. Because... I don't remember who the other 2 people were that weren't in the dining hall. I think it was Lawyer, Professor, and Tsurugi. Which means, like... That makes Tsurugi suspicious. But... And this is not just because I like him. Why would he... If the killer was trying to target Tsurugi, why would... Tsurugi wouldn't be the culprit, you know what I mean? So... Fuck. I'm trying, I have to lock in a pick for a dude, and... I don't think it's Kenji, I'm just saying that because I like him. I'm thinking I'm locking either Mitch or this guy. Sure, I'll take pictures of the truth bullets before we go in. I'm just yapping, because it can't hurt. And it would be nice to be able to reference them. Let me use my phone while I ponder this. Because why wasn't Tsurugi in the dining hall? But the nameplate switch leads me to believe it wasn't him? Ugh, fuck. I don't know, this is hard. Handbook. Okay. I got pictures. I also... You know, the more I think about it, I don't think Tsurugi, and this might be me just believing in him too much, he's got such a strong sense of justice. I can't imagine he'd do this. Like, the whole motive video was people who really wanted to get out, right? He was willing, we saw his free time events, he like shot his like second father figure. I don't think he would want to get out that badly that he would sacrifice his like moral compass sense of justice. It doesn't seem right. So for the men, I'm gonna lock in Mitch. Okay, so those are my top two suspects, cheerleaders and Mitch, because I don't like Mitch and I want him dead. And also I do think it's actually very possible that it's Mitch, if it's a dude. So, alright. Enough yapping, let's do it. Is everyone ready? Let's hit it! We'll reveal the truth, right? In this trial. We better. Right. In this trial to find Kyoka's murderer. And the culprit is... one of us! Woo! One of us? Same wavelength. Same wavelength. One of us is a murderer. I don't want to believe it, but... thinking here won't change anything. Like Akane said, I'll hit it first and leave the thoughts for later. Progress, please. Thank you. Alright, let's go. The elevator descends underground with a series of clinks and clangs. Gosh, this is gonna take forever. Which floor are we on? This feels like we're going somewhere we can ne'er come back from. So true. I mean, one of us isn't coming back, so... not concerned about our uneasiness at all. The elevator slowly approached its destination. We're here. Bingus Monokuma. Oop, oop, oop. Finally! I was dying to see y'all! What is this place? It looks so flashy. Suspicious! I'm kidding. But it is kind of a running gag now, so I am going to say everything that comes out of her mouth is suspicious, even if it's absolutely not. I set the special courtroom just for you guys! Isn't it sick? Other courtrooms would be nothing compared to this. What the hell are you speaking? You call this a court? You better be kidding me. This is contempt of court. Well, enough talking. Let's get this over with quick. Stand where your name is written. Alright. What's our little... Is everyone ready? We shall begin in a moment. Behold, the class trial. Yes, a circular arrangement. Kyoka. She was a playful friend, and though somewhat lazy at times, she shined with positivity at every moment. If you say so. When everyone else panicked at Monokuma's motive, she managed to cheer me up. Kyoka. She left our side too early. What would she have thought at her final moments? Why did she have to die? Ooh, pre-trial portraits. Cool. And the cruel killer who murdered Kyoka. That cold-blooded, heartless killer is hiding among us. I'm not gonna make another Among Us joke. I'm not gonna do it. And thus, Act 1 at Hope's Peak Academy begins. I wonder how the trials will work from a gameplay mechanic, because this is RPG Maker. A life or death trial, a life or death deception, life or death betrayal. Yes, 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 I've played Danganronpa. Class trial. Okay. Oh, cool. Alright, let's save again, just to be sure. Okay. I think it saves. It's hard for me to tell. I already got pictures of the bullets, and there's no difficulty settings, so I guess let's just go for it. In session. Let's go. Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out the culprit, only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened. And the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. The fact I, know the inflections is sad. I feel like that says a lot about me. One of us is the killer? The culprit who murdered Kyoka? Of course! No way. I have to be in the same place as a real murderer? I can't do that! Suspicious! I'm sorry. I know it's hard, but it's a must. We need to uncover the truth behind this case. And ultimately, reveal the culprit's identity. Wait, hold on. What's that? The portrait? Yeah. That picture of Kyoka. Wouldn't it be awful if she get left out just because she died? Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. I believe in me. I don't. Preying on your downfall. So real, honestly. We'll see what happens. I could end up embarrassing myself. Thank you for the support anyway. Hey! Let me ask you something just in case. It's crucial we know this for the trial. This is really important, so prepare to answer, dumbass. Can there be accomplices in the case? That will determine the entire course of our discussion. Really important? Why, sure, I can tell you that. Now, accomplices in murder may exist. However, no matter how many accomplices there are, only the one who committed murder graduates. I see. So there would be no merit for the accomplice. Mekaru, he really looks like a different person. That'll do for the preamble. Let's get started then. First up is the case summary. Now, let the debate begin. Class trial. When Monokuma first mentioned it in the gym, I thought none of us would commit murder. Then the class trial would never happen. That's why I didn't think too deep about this. But it really started. A trial to find Kyoka's killer. If we fail to reveal the culprit in this trial, we'll be... No, I can't let that happen. I have to do this. Not only for me, but for everyone else, too. To find out what really happened, and to reach the ultimate truth. I must do this with all my might. Yeah, you've said this like 5 times already. Okay, I know how non-stop debates work, but not in this game, so yeah, what are the controls? Move the red crosshair, and press confirm. Must select the right bullet. Press shift to change bullets. Okay. Alright, I guess we're just going for it. This is cool for like RPG Maker. I'm impressed. Alright, so it's just the Monokuma file. So no need to switch bullets. Start with the basics. Kyoka Maki was the victim. That is true. She was I'm not moving this reticle, so I guess I just have to, like, wait until the right moment. Miss Maki. She was discovered in the girls' restroom, hanged by her neck. But who could have done such a terrible thing? Look, you see, I can't quite believe that a real murder happened here. No, she didn't die by choking. Hanged herself and died by choking. How's that a murder? Well, it certainly looked like suicide at first sight. Okay, I tried shooting. It didn't work. Or no, I guess I didn't try. It was just so quick. Okay. Yeah, okay, you don't have to give me the answer. I knew it. Wait, why did I lose influence? Screw you. Okay, come on. Next. I'm trying to hit next. Oh! Can I move the reticle? Oh, I guess I can. Okay, come on. Shoot! Okay, I got it. I figured it out. A 100% agility. Yippee! That's wrong, Teruya. Kyoka didn't choke to death.
She didn't choke to death?
Then how do you explain the rope around her neck? The Monokuma file. Didn't you read it? It clearly states Kyoka's cause of death. Ah, yes, the classic other people in the trial are incompetent moment, so we can have our contradictions. Look, it says here. The victim is Kyoka Maki. Time of death, yes, yes. A contusion to the occiput, as they so eloquently put it. The back of her head. Yeah, but can we really trust that thing? I don't know if I can really trust something from that old jerk Monokuma. What? Are you questioning my credibility? Ugh, kids these days. They just love to judge a file by its cover. Listen, I do not tell any lies regarding the trial. I believe in fair trial more than anyone else.
Don't worry, Mr. Otori. I can back up the credibility of the information. Almost everything on the Monokuma file is true. I'll guarantee you as a physician. So, if Kyoka died from a contusion on her occiput, someone must have hit her head from the back, right? Okay, she didn't kill herself, and another person killed her. Then I guess this really is a murder.
Well, duh. Don't reckon it's suicide just because you're too lazy to go through the trial. Our lives are at stake here. Let's not waste our energy on pointless insults. Kinji is so based. Like, everything out of this man's mouth, I'm just like, yeah, based.
It's already stated in the Monokuma file, but to add on my personal commentary, Kyoka's injury was very severe. The strike went through her skull and made a large depression on her head. Inferring from this, she probably died an instant death.
Well, that's good. At least she didn't, like, suffer. What a devastating incident. This shouldn't have happened. We can put those commentaries aside and talk about what actually matters. If the injury was that severe, a hard object must have been used to strike her head. The murder weapon, you mean? I expected someone bring that up around this time. Now, won't us all talking about the weapon... Won't all this talk about the weapon be used to deliver the fatal blow to Kyoka? Sorry, I can't read that sentence. If Kyoka didn't kill herself, a blunt object other than the rope must have been used as a weapon. Let's delve into that some more. It must have been the hammer. The murder weapon. Yeah, it had to be the hammer. Oh, okay, they're just giving me the only bullet. The culprit must have hit her on the head with a blunt object.
That should be the weapon.
That's right. What kind of object is the weapon? The strike on Kyoka's head was clearly deep enough to create a depression on her skull. Nope, 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 come on, shoot, shoot! Ugh. Not my best shot, but with the cursor moving around, it's tough. 75%. Ayame, that can't be right. In fact, I discovered this from the dormitory's garbage dump. Is that... It's a hammer. A small one you can easily hold with one hand.
Is that what the culprit used to attack Kyoka?
It apparently has blood on it, so it must be the weapon. The fact it was found at the garbage dump indicates the culprit attempted to get rid of it. They didn't do a very good job. I feel like I would have hidden it somewhere people wouldn't go searching, like the trash room, but oh well. How'd you even find that at the dump? But can that tiny hammer really kill a person? Want to try if you're curious? No thanks, I'm fine.
Regardless of the size, a hammer is made of metal. With enough force at the right angle, killing a person in a single blow is not entirely impossible.
To sum up, the culprit murdered Kyoka at once with a hammer strike from the back, then hanged her.
But isn't it strange? If the culprit just wanted to murder Kyoka, then why did they hang the body?
To try and frame a woman, probably.
Even if it was to cover up her real cause of death, the bruise and bloodstains are still there. You can see that it's a murder right away.
You can? I thought it was suicide before Yuki told us. Teruya, I mean this in the most endearing possible way. That's because you didn't actually read the file, buddy. That's on you. That's because you're a helpless idiot. Okay, well, she put it a little blunter than I was, but...
Miss Maki's body didn't look typical of people who hang themselves in the first place. Too unnatural if it was meant to be framed as a suicide.
Too unnatural? Yeah, it did look slightly different than a typical suicide by hanging. It looked unnatural because the rope was too loose. We talked about that. What? Isn't that what they said? Hold on. I'm checking the truth bullet. Maybe I am the clown, but... According to her, the corpse should have a clear mark, or in worst cases, there was no mark on her neck. But that's not an option. I guess it's because she wasn't in the air. Okay, sure. Kanata, do you mean the body looked unnatural because it wasn't hanging in the air despite the rope being tied on her?
Ah, yes, that is correct. Don't you think so?
Oi, I got zero ideas about all this. Idiot. You don't know how people die from hanging? They usually tie a rope in the air, stand on a chair or similar object, and kick it off as they hang themselves. Yeah, but that doesn't mean she wasn't hanged, necessarily. Like... the rope could have come looser, or like they strangled her beforehand. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking. That way, there is nothing to step on, and eventually they are choked by gravity to death.
Oh, I get it. If Kyoka committed suicide, her body has to hang down in the air.
I guess so, yeah. I guess I was just thinking that it would be something they told us before. But Kyoka's body was down on the floor, even with the rope hung around her neck. This must be the point. It sure is weird. Why did the culprit hang Kyoka's body then? It's simple. There are two possible explanations. The culprit either had a reason to do it, or was, swear to God, stupid. Honestly, knowing this cast, both are somewhat likely.
The culprit is stupid? Would that mean harm?
Damn! Ooh, girl! She said the quiet part out loud. Damn, that's crazy. Hey, she said the culprit is stupid, not that a stupid person's the culprit. Honestly, king shit that he just accepts it. He knows. He's self-aware.
He didn't deny that he's stupid.
Anyway, there's no way the culprit hanged her without thinking. There has to be a reason. What is the reason this had to happen? To talk about that, we have to discuss the culprit first. Huh, there is no need to repeat that. Revealing the identity of the culprit is the ultimate object of this trial, after all. So let us discuss about the culprit, like Tsurugi said.
But who's the real killer? I have no idea.
Me neither. How could there be a... We're already talking about who did it? It feels a little early.
How could there even be a murderer among us? I can't even imagine who.
Hey, didn't we already narrow it down to half, to be honest? What makes you say that? Duh, use your brain. Kyoka's body was found in the girls' bathroom and hanged by a rope. Then shouldn't the killer be one of the girls?
No, no, no. What?
Hey, he has a point. Don't agree with him. Exactly. For example, Kizuna could be the killer. She didn't speak up once since the beginning of the trial. Or Miss Dark Circles over there.
Huh?
I mean, I also think Kizuna's suspicious, but I'm not gonna agree with Mitch, so...
One of them's the culprit? That's nonsense. I have no reason to commit murder.
Then why are you so quiet? Tell us, suspicious. Dark Circles was always like that, but not you. Mitch, you're being suspicious. Thank God. I hope it's him.
Shut up. I'm trying to avoid talking with dirty killers. Miss Tamori, please don't call us killers. There's only one culprit. Monokuma said accomplices have no merit. Don't view us like that. No. Kyoka's already dead. It can be anyone next time. I can't die here.
You know, that unnecessary overreaction makes you look even more suspicious. My top 2 suspects are fighting.
Shut up, Higa. How dare you spit out nonsense? The killer's a girl just because the body was in the girl's restroom? It's not like we have rules here. Guys can certainly enter it too.
Was she not there? Does she not know? Like, they definitely can't. Kizuna, you sound like a different person today. Why are you calling him by last name?
Well, I guess her mask slipped.
It's impossible for a man to enter the woman's restroom. That might have been a possibility in the real world, but this place has a rule that forbids it. Am I right, Monokuma?
Bingo! A man entering the women's restroom is considered a form of indecency and will be punished by a shower of bullets from the machine gun. The same goes for the opposite case. This applies not only to the restrooms, but also the locker rooms and the bathhouse that will be unlocked soon. Let's bear that in mind.
It's true. Monokuma warned us when we found Kyoko's body and tried to step in. Come on, it's a matter of common sense that guys can never commit murder in the girls' restroom. He's really pushing that agenda, aren't you, Mitch?
It wasn't me. Why would I, of all people, commit murder? I'm not a criminal.
Yeah, I'm starting to think it's not her. If we're pushing suspicion onto her this early, then I think it's probably not.
If anyone is, it's that creepy bitch.
If Mitsuhiro is right, that means the culprit is either Akane, Mekaru, Kanada, Ayame, Kizuna, Satsuki, or Mikako.
No! I'm not the culprit! Satsuki never ever killed anyone!
Yeah, if the killer's one of the girls, who else can it be besides her? No, they're gonna point to the professor, but she has an alibi, so... Don't you agree, Rei Mekaru? What's she even talking about? Don't pull my leg. Weren't you late when the body was discovered? Everyone was there except for you. If you're not the culprit, why'd you come late? Is that all you have? I told you back then. I was late because I was investigating the main entrance.
Nobody believes you. You have no evidence.
Well, surely she was a bit suspicious.
I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but you did come late.
She has an alibi. Mekaru, oh, wow, her voice just dropped.
Mekaru, can you prove what you said? If you need proof for something as simple as this, it would be better for you to die here, airhead. Girl, proof of your alibi is like a worthwhile question to ask for. Come on now. Trying to back out? Gotcha. We found the answer. This bitch is the killer. Hold on. I suggest we think about this some more. Coming late to the scene is sure to draw suspicion, but would that also mean Mekaru's the culprit? No, that's impossible. I know Mekaru really was at the entrance hall to investigate. There was evidence. Alright. Where is he? Is Mekaru? Yep, okay. Bloop. Hold on. Mekaru is innocent. She really was at the entrance hall to investigate at the time. Huh? How can you be sure? Did you see it yourself? No, but Mekaru, you know it, right? Mekaru's innocence. Aha! You said it, Yuki. Listen up, fellas. Rei Mekaru is innocent. I, Mekaru Yamaguchi, am the witness. Huh. Mr. Yamaguchi, is there something you know about this? I woke up around 6 a.m. with an urge to go to the restroom. As I was heading there, I encountered Mekaru. She said she was going to investigate the school wing and walked away. The next time I saw her was after the murder occurred. Which means Mekaru is innocent. Do you get what he's saying? Satsuki sees the logic but can't understand a thing because of all that shouting. Wahaha! Basically, he saw Mekaru heading toward the school in the morning, which proves Mekaru's claim. Wait, but the body discovery announcement was at 8 o'clock. That's 2 hours between the time you saw her and the murder. 2 whole hours! How does that prove her innocence? Because Monokuma file says she died at 6. Kizuna, think about the time again. It's true Mekaru didn't show up until after we found the body, but Kyoko's estimated time of death was 6 a.m. In other words, it's impossible for Mekaru to have murdered Kyoka since she went to the school wing at 6 o'clock. What the fuck? Hold on. Why did it... Huh? Hold on. Is it still going? Oh, okay. Sorry, my my thing must be bugging. I usually keep the stream up on a separate tab just to make sure everything looks good, and it ended. So I was like, did I accidentally end the stream? But no, okay. We're good. No, we're good. My mistake. Yeah, okay. Everything's functioning. Anyway. Sure, she could have turned back as soon as Mekaru went back to his room, but there wouldn't be enough time for her to hang Kyoka's body or throw away the hammer. This is the reason I'm saying Mekaru is innocent. Ooh, okay. Rebuttal showdown. Trigger Happy Havoc didn't have these, so... But why? We even have a witness, Mekaru. No, there's a hole in your argument. I'm sorry, you, but I've got to make this rebuttal. It's the only way to make that Four Eyes admit her crime and end this stupid trial. Rebuttal showdown. Yes, I would like to know the controls, please. Confirm to slash an opponent's words. Okay. Refute yellow by pressing shift. Okay, wait. Trying to remember what they just told me.
confirm the slash, shift, switch truth blades with right and left arrow keys. Shift won't work at non-yellow text, and pressing confirm will slash arguments in the order they were said. Okay. Alright. Here goes. Okay. This is my only blade. Remotely. I think that's true. Clean body. Okay, no bloodstains on the body is what it means. Oh, fuck. Tied the rope. Knocked her out. Set the hammer. If that was true. Okay, hold on. No. Okay. I'm working on it! Kyoko's murdered by a hammer. Oh, okay. Okay, so it has to be... Okay, I think I've got it this time. I'm figuring it out. Did I get it? Fah! Wasn't there a more obvious... Tying the rope around neck. Okay, so it was the first one. I'm figuring it out, I promise. I'm working on it. But she was killed remotely. Okay, I know I didn't do that great, but... Oh, do they mean, like... remotely as in... Oh, okay. I kind of get what they're going for here. I think they get it. Because they're saying, like... the killer must have cleaned the body afterwards, otherwise there would be blood all over. Or something. I'll see how they word it, but, Kizuna, it's impossible to kill Kyoka remotely. How come? I told you! Well, technically it is possible, but it's not the answer for this case. And that's because her body was too clean. The body was too clean? Remember how Kyoka's body looked? Kyoka's head did have a large bruise, and it was all sticky with blood. But that was it. The blood under her hair didn't even flow very far. Her clothes were clean, too. Isn't it strange? A bruise that's severe enough to make a dent on her head, and not a single drop of blood got on her clothes? There's only one reason. The killer wiped off the blood at the same time Kyoka died? Is that possible? I feel like blood stains clothes, right? You can't just, like... If it got on her clothes, you couldn't just wipe that off. Are they saying they must have, like, caught the blood, so to speak? Like, they stopped it from flowing before it even got there? I assume that's what they're trying to say. Yes, I agree with Yuki. I was wondering the same thing while I examined the body. But can you stop a bleeding wound that big just by wiping it a few times? My nosebleeds never stop that easily when I try to wipe them off.
It doesn't take long for blood to coagulate in room temperature. A nosebleed is from an injury inside the nose, but Miss Maki's bruise was directly exposed to air. About 5 minutes of pressure would have been enough to stop her bleeding. And Miss Maki likely died an instant death, so the amount of bleeding might not have been much due to lack of circulation. Huh? But if the culprit wiped it off as soon as Kyoka died, then they must have been there.
Danganronpa Tetro Pink is a great fangin. I've heard of this. I've heard of that one. I don't really know, like, anything about it, but if there's demand, I'll consider it. Yeah, thanks for the suggestion. Right, if the culprit killed Kyoko remotely from a distance, like Kazuna suggested, Kyoko's body would have been covered with blood by the time they got to wipe it off. Also, they'd have to risk the blood getting on her clothes when there's no way to wash it off. Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, so I got it. Tsurugi and I, we're one and the same. What do you think, Kazuna? Anything left for you to say?
Why? Why are you siding with Four Eyes?
I wasn't really siding with Mekaru. True, why would Useless stand up for me in the first place? I don't care what you think of me, but don't use it to justify framing someone else in a trial. If we chose the wrong person based off your petty emotions, everyone here is going to die. Do you still not understand the rule of this place?
Fine. Do whatever you want.
Yes! Then is Mekaru fully proven innocent? Is everyone clear on that?
Why are we suddenly talking about Mekaru, though?
Bro, were you not keeping up? If I remember correctly, she faced our suspicion after Mitsuhiro said the killer was among the girls. Mekaru, we apologize for suspecting you. Shrug it off. No matter how much you contempt and disdain me, I don't give a damn.
Mekaru, she has the guts!
Then we can safely assume Mekaru and Kakaru have an alibi. That is true, yep. Well, we already crossed out Kikaru. You're crossing out the guys, but we know it probably was a guy because of the gimmick. Didn't you say the killer is a girl?
Hold on. Even if Four Eyes is innocent, I'm not gonna take that. The killer cannot be a girl.
But there's no other possibility. The killer had to be able to enter the girls' restroom. Who else other than the girls can enter the girls' restroom? They didn't enter the girls' restroom. And why are you being so fussy if you're not the culprit? You feeling guilty or something?
I told you I'm not the killer! I mean, it's just not fair. You can't assume me as the killer just because I'm a girl. And you don't even have solid reasoning.
Oh, come on. If the rule is that boys cannot enter the girls' restroom is not an acceptable reason, then what is? The culprit's a girl, but is it really like that? This isn't good. We can't reach an agreement if we keep fighting.
Ultimate Leader, we're waiting for you to come up with a plan.
Don't call him. There's no need. In fact, I highly encourage this sort of debate. Huh? Maybe waiting to see, like, the more we talk, the more likely it is the culprit slips up? At least, that's what I would think. I see the current situation as a perfect chance. See? We're on the same wavelength. I get you, Tsurugi. Tsurugi gets me. Anyway, I see the current situation as a perfect chance for all of us to understand the culprit's strategy.
What do you mean? Everyone's just fighting each other right now.
Think about why you were led to believe that the culprit is a woman. If you can figure that out, you'll be able to reach the answer from there on. Why did we think the culprit's a girl? The body was in the girls' restroom for sure. Then is the culprit a girl, just like Mitch said? I think we're still missing something critical. I have to point it out. The hook was like around the gurney in the same way that it couldn't have been done from the inside. Torn note, laundry room bloodstain. Well, neither of those are the hook. I don't think it's the note. I think it's more likely the bloodstain. body was discovered. Didn't kill anyone. Calm down. Well, the body was found in the woman's restroom. We must consider that the murder and the hanging occurred I agree. The murder happened in the girls' restroom, right? Sorry, I'm trying to read the, like, 3 pixels. Murder? No, that did not happen. Shoot! Nailed it! So good at this. 50%? I cut it right in the middle! What are you talking about? Oh, okay. 0%. Whatever. Boo, tomato, tomato. No, Haru, that's not true. Not true? What's not true? We've been missing something critical. I'll cut to the chase. The culprit could certainly be a guy, too. What are you talking about? Guys couldn't go in the girls' restroom. How do you commit murder in a place you can't even enter? That doesn't matter. At this time, we thought the murder occurred in the girls' restroom since that's where the body was found. But where the murder actually happened was a totally different location. What you mean? The body was at the girls' restroom.
Oh, I get it!
Looks like everyone finally got it.
That reminds me. The Monokuma file only stated where the body was discovered, not the place where the actual murder occurred.
A critical point indeed. We weren't paying attention to the real deal while being distracted by superficial things. Huh. You should have seen it at your first glance.
Wait, hold on. If Kyoka wasn't murdered in the girls' restroom, if the culprit killed her in another place, then moved the body to the restroom, these could all be done by someone who's not a girl!
Come to think of it, Kyoka's body was quite close to the restroom entrance. Then, was Kyoka murdered somewhere else? Good job, Haru, you're catching up. How did you reach that conclusion, Yuki? I'll bet you have some kind of supporting evidence. Yeah, in fact, I found a puddle of blood in the laundry room. The laundry room? That place sounds so irrelevant. The bloodstain says everything. Kyoka Maki was murdered in the laundry room. In the laundry room?
I've seen Miss Maki there a few times, but her time of death... Why'd she go to the laundry room at 6 in the morning?
Yeah, I know she was an early bird, but I don't think she'd get up that early. The reason Kyoka went to the laundry room, we have a note. Boop-a-doop-boop. Bow. Everyone, can you look at this for a second? What's that? I found this from Kyoka's body. It looks like a scrap of paper from the notepad Monokuma gave us. Kyoka was holding it tight in her hand. Would you like me to read what it says? To the laundry room at 6. Any cab. Be waiting. It's all raggy and torn. Take a closer look. It clearly mentions that place in the parts we can read. I see, the laundry room. Moreover, the words that really matter are still intact despite the missing parts. From the parts that are left, I think the full message was, so come to the laundry room at 6. There aren't any cameras there. I'll be waiting. Something like that. That was so sick, Tsurugi! You completed the note just from its parts. It's my speculation, so I can't assure that it's completely identical to the original sentence, but it should be the same overall.
Is it ripped because the culprit tried to pull it out by force? I believe so. Maybe the culprit wasn't able to remove the whole paper from Miss Maki's hand due to rigor mortis.
That means Kyoka got that note from someone and went to the laundry room at the designated time without knowing what's about to happen.
Shoot, why would anyone use this kind of cheap tricks? Huh? Satsuki's confused on the part that says there aren't any cameras.
Perhaps it was intended to make the note look like some sort of secret talk?
No, that's not what Satsuki meant. Are there really no cameras in the laundry room?
There is.
Oh, whoa, what a surprise! You can talk?
Between the ventilator and the clothesline. Yes, I saw it too. The culprit just wrote down meaningless nonsense as bait.
Kyoka? Just why?
I apologize for the untimely interruption, but may I speak for a moment? Of course, King. Everything you've said has been so based so far. What's on your mind? Kinji, what is it? Kyoko was murdered in the laundry room. Although we can now be certain about this statement. Is it not too early to conclude a man could be the culprit as well?
Huh?
Well, it is possible for a man to commit murder in the laundry room and carry the body to the restroom. Recall the fact that Kyoko was not merely lying on the restroom floor. She was hanged by a rope attached to the ceiling. Have we forgotten this already? Oh, you're right. The murder could have been done somewhere else, but you'd have to enter the restroom to connect a rope to the ceiling.
So the culprit really is a girl then?
No, because the way the hook was thrown, it said it was done from the outside.
What? Are we back to where we started?
Seriously? Guys, you want to think the culprit is a girl that bad? No, but Kinji's not wrong. It's impossible to tie a rope to a pipe inside the restroom, unless you're inside as well. See? The killer is one of the girls. He's really pushing this.
Wait, it's too early to make that conclusion. Can there be a way to hang the body from the outside?
If Kinji's right, the killer couldn't be a guy. But if there's a way to refute that logic, I have to come up with it, even if the chances are less than 1%. This isn't a drill. Yeah, I know. Lay it on me.
Bing, 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 bing.
Okay, it's the hook. Oh, it was already on hook. My bad. A way to hang the body from the outside.
Is that really possible?
But if they used a tool, I mean, I guess that is true, but I don't know if they're gonna... I would love to see...
At a tall height?
No. I wish they didn't penalize me so I could see all the options before I shoot. Okay, so it's the tool, yeah. They didn't explain consent, a mechanic, but it's a good thing I've played Danganronpa and know what that is. I know. Don't penalize me, I'm sorry. Yes, go. Beautiful.
Woohoo!
That's it, Ayame. You can use a tool.
A tool? But how?
I almost forgot. The tool that was tied to the rope. It's right here. Do you see it? Looks like a hook to me. A hook? The rope had something like that? I'm starting to get impressed by the extent of your guys' stupidity. But Useless made a good point this time. You're right. Looks like you got it correct. Thanks? So, what about the hook? The culprit must have thrown the hook with the rope attached to connect it to the pipe on the ceiling. That way, the rope is all set. Afterwards, they can tie the other end to Kyoka's neck and push her body inside. Wouldn't that be possible to do without actually entering the women's restroom?
Yes, it is! This is our answer!
Hold on. Look how the rope is tied to that pipe. I'm trying to think. Mitch is a soccer player, right? I'm trying to think, he could have, like, I don't know, kicked her up there? Or, like, kicked the rubber ball into the back of her head somehow? Because, like, isn't that his whole thing? I don't know. I'm locked in on Mitch right now. It's been twined several times around the pipe. Is it possible to do that with a heavy-looking hook on the rope?
Lee, he's right. It's fascinated by the hook, but the rope went around it several times.
Is he French? Is that the accent I've supposed to been doing this whole time? I thought it was like country with how it was typed out. I'm not changing it anyway. I know, it's nearly impossible to tie a rope like that when there's a hook attached. What the? You said it like it's possible. That's why the culprit used another tool to secure the rope onto the pipe. Alright, Tsurugi, you've lost me a little bit here. I believe he's right, I just don't quite know what he's talking about. What is that another tool? Huh, seems like Mekaru's the only one who realized what it is. Well, can you tell us, Mekaru? Like hell I realized. I knew it from the very beginning. And if you're trying to sound me out, quit it. I already said I have no plans to offer any help. Girl, you're gonna die too, if we all die, for the record. Besides, it looks like Useless over there got hold of it anyway. Why don't you ask him? What? Me? Yuki, can you tell us the answer? Sure, yeah, totally. I totally know. Trust. Well, it's, Oh, you didn't? Sorry about that. I guess that question was too hard for your non-functional brain. I won't forgive myself if I don't give an answer after hearing that. In fact, I'm sure I can. I found that object, a tool other than the hook, that was used to secure the rope from the outside. Okay. Well, it can't be that. That's not a tool. That's not a tool. That's not a tool. That's not a tool. It's either the rubber ball or the liquid. But I'm not sure which one they want me to say. Because, like, they're kind of the same thing. It's gotta be the rubber ball, right? Because, like... Okay. Wait. Locked in here. Listen. The rubber ball was not used until we got to the laundry room. I know I said I thought they used it to, like, seal up her wound. I don't think that's true. I think the culprit, who I'm gonna refer to as Mitch, applied pressure to the wound to get it to stop bleeding, like we talked about earlier, carried her to the girls' room, threw the hook up, and, like, had her neck around it, right? And then kicked the ball into the hook to, like, wee it around the pipe, right? And then, because it's like a hook, it's sharp. And so, that's what caused it to burst, and it, like, ricocheted off the pipe into the wall. And that's why we have the yellow rubber on the wall, and then rolled back out. And that's why there's, like,
Please, OBS, I just want to stream.
Okay, it said reconnection successful. Not sure what that was, but, my apologies, gamers. Yeah, okay, we're cooking. Anyway, Oh, I got it. I figured out the other tool used by the culprit. It's the rubber ball. Rubber ball? What's a rubber... I'm sorry, what? What's a rubber ball? Haru. You flew a plane. when you were 5 years old. How do you not know what a rubber ball is? I'm cutting out. Why are we having such technical difficulties? Please just stabilize for me. Okay, well that says the stream health is okay. Sorry guys, I don't know why it's doing this. I guess sometimes the Wi-Fi do be bugging, but it looks like my connection's okay. I guess we'll soldier on. It's like a bouncy ball. Have you ever played with them when you were young? It's full of some kind of viscous liquid that makes it bounce back up when it hits the floor. Is that true? Like, most rubber balls I thought were just made of rubber or filled with air. I didn't know they were filled with the liquid. Is that true, like, overseas, maybe? Very interesting, if so. Oh, I know. I made some improvements to it and sold it overseas under the name Hyperball. Did I tell y'all that it's still selling great? Isn't the Hyperball, like, a real thing, or did I make that up? Hold on. I still can't believe Haru didn't know what a rubber ball was. Oh, okay, I'm thinking of the Hypersphere. That's what I'm thinking of. Because I remember seeing those when I was younger. No, Hyperball is not a real bouncy ball, but a Hypersphere, I guess, definitely is. According to Google, at least. Yeah, interesting. Okay, anyway, sorry, side tangent. How is it relevant to the case? You better tell us quick, Yuki! Okay, I figured out the way the rubber ball was used in the murder just now. I don't know how much of my, theory crafting came through because that's when the stream was buffering, but I said Mitch kicked the ball to get the hook over, and then the ball burst on the hook, bounced against the wall, left that little smudge, rolled back out. That's why we found the liquid on the floor. And it points to Mitch because he is a soccer player. So much like how Leon threw the glass ball in Trigger Happy Havoc, Mitch could have kicked it with such precision to do that. Anyway, after Tsurugi said the culprit used another tool to set the rope in place, I tried to relate the act of winding the rope with the circumstances of the murder. I think we can be certain about the culprit using a hook since we found one on the pipe. But as Mitch pointed out, it's impossible to wind the rope like that with the hook alone. Putting the hook after sitting the rope wasn't a choice either, because there's no way to get the rope around the pipe by itself. Besides, they'd have to step inside to attach the hook. That's why the culprit used a rubber ball! Before using the hook, the culprit tied the rope around the rubber ball. Then they threw it inside the restroom, between the pipe and ceiling to be more exact. Oh cool, we get a little diagram. How cutesy. That way, the ball would hit the wall and bounce back toward where it started. If you repeat this multiple times, you'd get the rope around the pipe with the ball returning to the entrance every time. All that's left is remove the ball and tie a hook to throw onto the pipe. But the culprit probably faced something that wasn't part of their plan. The rubber ball burst because of the pressure from rebounding off the wall. Okay, I thought it would have burst on the hook, but not a very durable ball if it broke on the wall. But I see, okay. It spilled its contents all over the wall and floor, which is still left at the scene. This is how the culprit tied the rope without going inside the girls' restroom. The hook and the rubber ball were used to make it look like it was done from the inside. Oh, so that must have been the stinky liquid on the wall. Well said, Yuki. I agree with you. Well, if our ultimate police officer said so, I guess he's right. Chopped liver? Is that what I do, people? whatever. Everyone, did you notice something after getting to this point? Notice what? He's gonna say like, now the tables have turned. Now it has to be a guy, because a girl wouldn't have needed to do any of that. Think closely. We were talking about the possibility of a man being the culprit. But don't you think it should be the opposite after going through all this? Opposite? Yes, it was to prove it's possible, but if the opposite's true, the culprit is a man. That's right. We were going in the opposite direction ever since. Opposite direction? What are you talking about? We thought the culprit was a girl, so we thought of a way to hang Kyoko from outside under the assumption, what if a guy could be the culprit as well? Turns out that wasn't the case. It's very unlikely the culprit is among the girls. The killer is definitely a dude. Yep.
Well, he wasn't me.
Hey, how so? Why is it suddenly like that? Think about what we just went through. The culprit undoubtedly used the hook and rubber ball to connect the rope to the ceiling. Now, suppose the culprit was a woman. Would there be a reason for her to use such complicated measures when she could have simply stepped inside and tied the rope directly? That makes sense. It looks like the culprit had to do it without going inside the restroom. Furthermore, even if the culprit was a woman and had to use the hook or rubber ball for some reason, they would have been able to clean the stain on the wall afterward. Right, as I mentioned before, the culprit probably didn't expect the rubber ball to burst. To clean the liquid on the wall, they needed to get inside the restroom.
But they couldn't, because guys can't enter the girls' restroom.
Yep, can't say it with absolute certainty, but it's the most reasonable explanation we can think of. There would be no reason for the culprit to intentionally leave traces in the murder scene. I mean, the liquid stain on the wall is a big hint for figuring out how the ball was used by the culprit.
Aha! That automatically gives us girls an alibi, right?
Plus, even better, Yuki, Teruya, Haruhiko, Mitsuhiro, Saruki, Kenji, and Kakaru. We know one of them's gotta be it. But hold on, what if the culprit was a woman and tried to make us think this way all along? I highly doubt it. The reason the culprit hanged Kyoka in the first place was to make us think that a woman did it.
Oh, so it had nothing to do with disguising it as a suicide from the start.
Indeed, everything was to lead us to thinking that a woman is the culprit. In other words, the culprit wanted us to think that way. I get it! So they wouldn't become a suspect! All because the culprit himself was a man! Everything's connected now.
I found it strange, the rope on Miss Maki's neck being too loose.
Can we please move to another point? I get it. I can't believe it took this long for you to reach that point. What's up with you talking like you already knew all this stuff? Because I already knew.
What?
I already have everything worked out. Who the culprit is, why they killed, anything you could possibly think of.
Eh? What? And you just stood there in silence while you had all the answers?
How many times will I have to repeat this? I have absolutely no reason to help you out. Girl, yes you do! You will die as well! Mekaru, this isn't a competition. If you don't, yeah, exactly, share what you know and you end up voting for the wrong person, you're gonna die too. Of course I'll share my knowledge when it gets to that. But even without me, you still have Tsurugi Kinjo over there to help you. And useless, you're getting pretty close to the truth too. I was actually surprised. Perhaps you weren't completely useless after all, monkey. Ew. Monkey? Jeez, she's real smug. Well, she's always been like that. We should ignore what she says and keep moving on. Sure, I believe we left off from saying the culprit's a man. Aha! I wonder who it is. Wow, she must be really excited by the tables turning. Although we now know the killer's among the men, we still need to specify one person out of the 7. Is there any kind of clue to narrow down the list?
Well, if Miss Mekaru was able to work out the culprit's identity, There must be a clue pointing to the killer somewhere.
The problem is, we don't know what that clue is.
Tsurugi, a little help here? Like, something that can nail the killer?
I do have something in mind, but you shouldn't rely— I was literally just about to say that. Like, if this guy gets axed, you guys are cooked. You shouldn't rely on me for everything. All of you should figure the case out by yourself and understand the reason behind our final verdict.
Kyoka? Hey, y'all? Any ideas about the culprit?
Well, nothing in particular, I suppose.
We're almost there. We know the culprit's one of the guys. Just to remind y'all, it's not me.
The reaction is making you look even more suspicious. Just like you from a while ago. We haven't even talked about the nameplates yet.
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Wasn't that out of character, Kazuna? Wow, that was not even remotely the right voice. Apologies. Since most of you seem to be having trouble with this, let me suggest going around. How about we all think of something else first? Such as? Don't you want to know why Kyoka died? Why Kyoka had to die?
Of course we do. Kyoka was always full of spirit and a nice friend to us. She didn't deserve to die.
To begin with, 2 people were indirectly involved in Kyoka's death. You and Haru? 2 people?
Are you implying that there are 2 culprits?
This has been going on so long, I'm getting my character voices mixed up. No, I'm not saying those 2 took part in murder, but they heavily influenced the events leading up to Kyoka's death. The point is, Kyoka died as a result of someone's mistake, and the culprit's misjudgment stemmed from it. Yeah, he knows. Mistake and misjudgment? I need the help of a certain someone to explain this. Yuki, could you help me out? Me? Do you remember the conversation we had in the hallway? The one about the nameplates? Oh, you mean that one? Yeah, you told me that you knew who caused the change to the nameplates. I don't have knowledge regarding that matter, so I'd like for you to provide us the context. Hello? I've got 0 ideas what the 2 of you are talking about. Oh, okay, I'll explain it to everyone. Yesterday, while all of us were in shock after Monokuma showed us the motive, there was a minor incident that happened. Minor incident, you say? Oh, sorry, stretching. The people who know about that incident are me, Haru, and Satsuki. And finally, Kyoka. Huh?
Huh? They don't look like they know it, though.
Haru, Satsuki, did you forget what happened before nighttime yesterday? With the nameplates. Oh, that?
Oh, you mean the thing with Haru's triple spin?
Yeah, would you mind explaining to us what happened back then? I think there's something you didn't know about it. I'll tell you when we get there. Okay. Non-stop debate. Make my argument. I think it'd be Haru's account, probably, because, like, that's about nameplates. Last night, we're hanging out to distract ourselves from the motive, yeah. You did, in fact, break the nameplates. That's true. Triple spin. Monokuma showed up. You won't punish me since it was an accident and you left with a new set of nameplates. Okay, it's gotta be whatever this last. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Shoot, 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 shoot. Satsuki, there's something wrong with what you just said.
Huh? What's wrong?
Although Haru did put the nameplates back, he didn't know he made a mistake while doing so. Yuki, that's... He forgot where the two nameplates originally were, so he put the new ones in the wrong place.
What? He forgot something that was right in front of him seconds ago?
Oh, he went to the restroom before putting them back, so I think he got confused somewhere in the middle. Okay, I get how much of an idiot Haruhiko is. How is that related to Kyoka's murder? That would be because the two nameplates Haruhiko had to replace belonged to Tsurugi Kinjo and Kyoka Maki. Right, Yuki? Yeah, right. Kyoka's room was next to mine, and Tsurugi's was next to hers. But because Haru thought the other way around, the nameplates on their doors were switched.
Mr. Kobishikawa, was it your intent to do so?
Anyway, Haru, shouldn't you already know? We talked about the nameplates being switched when we were investigating. Well, I did, but I just wanted to avoid unnecessary suspicion.
Avoid suspicion? Don't tell me you're the culprit, Haruhiko!
No, I'm not, I swear. This is exactly why I didn't say it. Why would we think you're suspicious? It's just a couple of nameplates. I don't think they're that much related to Kyoka's death anyway. Uh-huh. Yes, they are related. Much related, in fact. Huh. Now would you care to explain what that means to us? I said earlier that two people were connected to the murder. One of them is— oh, shoot, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to skip. Me. Huh?
Mr. Kinjo, you have an indirect connection with the murder of Miss Maki? May I ask you to elaborate on that?
It's true. Let's see. Where should I start? How about we all get a grasp on the culprit's intention first? If things went as the culprit originally planned, the person to have a portrait here would have been me. That statement sounds somewhat far-fetched. How come you were to die instead of Kyoka? Do you remember the torn note Yuki read to us a while ago? I was able to comprehend what the culprit was aiming for after seeing that note. Kyoka got that note from the culprit and headed to the laundry room at the designated time. There, she was assaulted and murdered by the culprit. Everyone's clear on this, right? Then, let me ask. How do you think Kyoka got the note? Great question. How she got the note? Well, maybe one of us casually handed it over to her. Kyoka wouldn't have known the person who gave her the note would come after her back then. From whom? Where? How? Did any of you ever see Kyoka getting a note from someone? No. Besides, there wasn't any time for that. Any time? After we got out of the audiovisual room, Kyoka stayed with me and Satsuki until she went into her room for the night. Ah, I see. Wait, then Kyoka got the note between 10 p.m. last night and her time of death, which is 6 a.m. this morning? Right. Kyoka went inside her room as soon as it became nighttime. She couldn't have gotten the note talking face-to-face with someone. Leaves us with the only possibility. Excuse me. Someone slid it under her door. Yeah. It's not hard. Oh, I have to do a Hangman's Gambit. Alright, I suppose so. Once you choose the correct letter, all that fun stuff. Okay. Well, this makes it a little bit more difficult, but at least I think I know what they're going for. P-A... Oh, gap. Shoot. Shoot. Come on, come on. Thank you. The gap in the door, yeah. That's it! The gap! Even when the door is fully closed, there's a gap between the bottom of the door and the threshold. That's large enough to slip a note through. Yep, they slipped that note under the door. Maki must have gotten up early, or she like... Oh, or they could have put it in before she went to bed, I suppose. Right. There would be no one out in the hallway after nighttime, and Kyoka would still be awake. Right. She was still awake. That makes more sense. Adding a message, like, don't exit your room to keep Monokuma from noticing, would have easily dealt with the chance Kyoka seeing the note coming in and opening the door. That way, the sender won't have to reveal himself while still getting the message across. This inequality of information between the culprit and Kyoka made her more vulnerable to deception. You know, it was pretty bold of him to do that. What if Kyoka didn't show up or brought other people with her? The note probably requested her to come alone to prevent such occurrences, likely coupled with a reason she won't be able to ignore. When in fact it mentioned the absence of cameras, it must have been something Monokuma shouldn't know about. A way out, for instance. Would any of you refuse to go if someone offers to tell you a way to escape? Well, I'd... go, yeah. True. I would have gone as well. Okay, the culprit sneaked the note into her room. I get that, but how was it exactly you and Haru's fault? Think closely. Most people here didn't know about Haruhiko switching the nameplates until it was said in the trial or noticed it after the murder occurred. Which means, at the time of the murder, the culprit was unaware of this fact either. Oh! I see. For that reason, you considered yourself and Haruhiko to be at fault. Eh? For those of you who haven't gotten it yet, we're saying the culprit killed Kyoka because of a confusion. Confusion? What? So it ties back to what Tsurugi said earlier. Right, I think I know it now. The indirect influence Haru had over Kyoka's death. Haru switched the nameplates, the culprit slipped in the room, then the culprit's intended target was Tsurugi. That's right, the culprit never intended to murder Kyoka. The real person he wanted to kill was Tsurugi. That makes sense. The killer saw Tsurugi's nameplate on the door and left the note there, but the room was actually Kyoka's. Does that mean Tsurugi would have died if Haruhiko didn't switch the nameplates? Yes. That's why I said Haruhiko and I indirectly caused Kyoka's death. Kyoka! It's all because I was an idiot. It's all because I was dumb enough to mix up those stupid nameplates. Calm down, Haruhiko. It's not your fault. Even if you put the nameplates correctly, Tsurugi would have been in danger. I'm a policeman. It's my duty to ensure everyone's safety. Yet I was careless enough to let Kyoka die. I should have died rather than failing in my duty like this. Please don't say that. Every person's life must be treated with extreme regard. This is why I cannot forgive the culprit. Not that murders ever deserve forgiveness, but him killing one of our close friends was absolutely unforgivable. Yeah, I feel the same too, but how am I supposed to take that one of us is a cruel, cold-blooded killer? So? What do you mean, so? Girl, I'm kind of getting sick of your attitude. Please. Excuse me. Can't you think? Now's the time to say it. You know, the identity of the culprit. The culprit? didn't you solve everything you needed to? The fact the culprit is a man, the way the body was hanged without entering the restroom, how and why he called Kyoka Maki and killed her. Isn't the culprit fairly obvious at this point? Well, we did figure out the most major details. I don't believe we ever brought that matter up before. Ugh, jeez, you guys still don't know? How long are you gonna make me wait here? I think my legs are starting to hurt. How about you say it yourself if you know so much? Huh, why should I? There's people like Tsurugi Kinjo out there anyway. Tsurugi? Do you know who the culprit is? Yes, I do. Actually, I already knew who it was well before the trial started. Woohoo! That's our ultimate police! But what I thought back then was more like an educated guess. Now that I've gone through the discussions in the trial, I'm confident with what I got. Man, that's epic. How'd you know? I still don't have a clue, to the surprise of no one. It's okay, I like Haru, but I'll try to make it easy for everyone to understand. So, let's go back to when we were talking about the hook and the rubber ball. You all know how the culprit used them, right? Of course! The culprit tied a rope to the rubber ball and sent it around the pipe a few times, then threw the hook to secure the rope. All was to make it seem like it was done from the inside. The rubber ball was the decisive factor in my deduction of the culprit. Do you remember Yuki explaining earlier that the rubber ball burst because it couldn't overcome the pressure? It was probably due to the accumulated damage from the repeated collisions with the wall. And here's the question. How much pressure do you think is needed to pop a rubber ball? Well, it would depend on the type you're talking about, but probably a lot. Yep, I'll tell you, something that pops too easily would be worthless as a bouncy ball. Right, normal levels of pressure can't leave a single scratch on it, much less make it burst. But the rubber ball still burst, just by bouncing a few times off the wall. That's kinda strange. Was the rubber ball old? Come on, guys. When I saw the rubber ball, it was still glossy and shining all over despite its condition. I dare say it was brand new. I'm not done yet, though I didn't place emphasis on this earlier. Think about it. Would it be easy to make a ball go over the pipe through that little space between it and the ceiling, bounce off the wall, and roll back toward the entrance? Especially when the culprit couldn't afford to fail even once because he was a man. I believe it would be a challenge. I don't possess the skills for it in the first place, but even if I did, I won't be able to do it because of the pressure. Fully agreed, but the culprit chose to take that challenge and succeed nonetheless. That wasn't a matter of guts. He had the confidence and ability to assure his success. In short, the culprit had the ability to throw a ball exactly where he wants to. Not throw, but kick. It's more than the accuracy. Not only did the culprit have precise control over where to land the ball, but also the strength to burst it open. But I don't think anyone out of the guys look like they have that much strength and accuracy. Accuracy. Judging by his muscles, maybe Mekaru does? Wahaha! With my daily muscle training, it would certainly be possible for me to burst a rubber ball with my strength, but you have an alibi, good sir. However, just to be clear, I cannot be the culprit! I can't even score a goal right below the basket! Ahahaha, you also have an alibi. Then how did the killer pull off those tricks? Was he secretly the ultimate baseball player? Tsurugi has to be so tired of us. No, I think you guys are missing something. I said the culprit made the rubber ball go over the pipe, not through it. Huh? How can you make the ball go over the pipe without throwing it? Wait, I think there is a way. How do you even do that? Superpowers? Y'all. Tsurugi is a better man than me, because if he's like the most normal person so far in terms of deductions, at least like we're on the same wavelength in that regard. if it was me standing there and I had to spell it out for these people, I think I would have crashed out. So, this man has so much patience. No, you can kick it with your foot. Oh, right. Rubber balls are small enough to hold with one hand, so I was naturally thinking the culprit threw it. No. Huh? Hold on a sec. Kicking with your foot? I knew I had the answer when I reached that point. Seems like some of you got there too. If what I'm thinking is right, the culprit is... But why? Why did he... 'Cause he's an asshole. Yeah, I'm still not getting it. Who was it? Can someone just tell me the answer? Yuki. You know who it is, right? Uh-huh. Looking at your facial expression, I got the feeling you finally reached the truth. You helped me out a lot with the hook and the nameplates, so how about you say it for us? The mastermind behind all of this. Kyoka's murderer. Yuki? Tsurugi's right. I know the culprit. I really did figure it out. There's only one person who could have done everything we talked about before. I want to convince myself I'm wrong, but... Is it buffering again? Please, I just want a decent stream rate! Ah! For once in my life. Gosh, that is buffering. Sorry, give me 1 second. Please stop buffering. I will take the buffering from you. I'm just waiting for it to stabilize a little bit. Sorry. Let's see. I don't want you to be wrong. In fact, this is wonderful. This is something I have to do. I must do this. Alright. Oh, I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for this one. Turn it up. Not my beautiful kings. Sorry, just double checking. Oh, frickin' frax. Please. Whatever, we're just gonna keep going. Ha ha ha, ha 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 ha. Oh, we live in the good ending. I don't have to deal with him anymore. The person that came up with this plan and murdered Kyoka. Mitch. It was you, right? What? What? That's just the intermission? Hell. Okay. Well, we're gonna save. Lord above. Okay. I need to go to the bathroom. I thought we could get to the end, but this is taking a while. So I'm gonna do the be right back screen while I run to the bathroom. You guys go get some water, get a snack, get whatever you want, and we will come back to the beautiful catharsis of Mitch being convicted. So BRB. Alrighty. Hopefully this okay, stream health looks better now than it than it was before. So I'm hoping it stays like that. Let's see. Why do you think Danganronpa gets so many fan games? I think I talked about this last stream, but basically, I think the idea is so good, like the core concept, and allows for such high stakes that it inspires a lot of creativity in people. And I think that's why it's so, there's so many fan games, because the death game format it's just really good. Like, say what you want about Danganronpa, the premise is fantastic. So thank you so much for streaming. I'm using it as background sounds for a Trigger Happy Havoc remake project. Ooh, that sounds fun. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Good luck with that. Anyway, that's enough stalling. Let's send Mitch to the gallows. Double check. Did you just say I'm the culprit?
What? Mitsuhiro?
Hey, hold on. How does that make me the culprit? It's always the sports stars, I guess. None of the guys had the ability to throw a rubber ball exactly where it was targeted with enough power to burst it. But if we're talking about kicking a ball with that much strength and accuracy wouldn't be impossible for you, right? Especially when you're the ultimate soccer player. Ugh. Mitsuhiro's talent was said to be almost on par with that of many professional soccer players. It makes sense for an expert like him to handle a much smaller and lighter ball with such ease. No, wrong, wrong, and wrong. Keep quiet if you're not the expert. Soccer balls and rubber balls are totally different. And I can't do all that even with a soccer ball. Mitch, but you did that thing in Fuji's TV, the Masters Challenge. Is Haru gonna expose him because he's seen Mitch's on TV? That's kind of funny. You were the special guest for the game where you had to dribble all kinds of balls and land on the target. Didn't you have no problem with the rubber ball there? You even did it with a freaking pea. I don't know how that works, but honestly, iconic. What?
Ah, I saw that episode in the hospital. He easily scored a goal with the soccer ball, then did the same with ping pong balls, shuttlecocks, and one of those large exercise balls, I believe.
And you're saying you can't kick rubber balls? Try a better joke. That was all fake. It was scripted. How would that even be possible in real life? Do you think I'm a god or something?
Whoa, big scandal alert.
Mitch, are you really the culprit? Did you kill Kyoka?
Yeah, plus, wasn't he one who said the killer would be among the girls?
No, this is a trap. No, Yuki's the culprit. He's trying to accuse me with no evidence whatsoever. Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit, and I refuse to acknowledge it. Mitch, it's over. Please, just say it. I don't want to do this any longer. Say what? I didn't kill anyone! Why does it have to be me? Do you have proof? Do you have any kind of evidence that I killed? Mitsuhiro, I doubt you would overreact like this if you aren't the culprit. And you seem able enough to perform that trick using the rubber ball that Yuki mentioned. But that was... This is ridiculous. That's pure speculation. Show me the proof. Is there gonna be like a rhythm game, like in Trigger Happy Havoc? Mitch seems really messed up right now. But it's true, my argument doesn't have a solid backup. I thought of it by process of elimination, not real evidence. Still, it should be somewhere. That one piece of evidence that can nail him down as the killer. I need to point that out, or else we won't get anywhere. Alright, what you got for me? Okay. Where's the evidence? Yeah. Can you now? Is there evidence you put the note in the room? Not necessarily. You got the tools from the antique store, that is true. Evidence you hanged her. I mean, we know... Are we gonna catch him in a Mondo, perhaps? I don't remember talking about where the tools came from. Okay, well, you could just give me the answer, that's fine. That's fine. I was gonna get there. I was talking through it. Bam.
Let's go.
Wait, Mitch, something's off in your statement. Huh? What's off? I don't see anything wrong in it. I know we talked about the culprit using a hook and the rubber ball earlier, but he didn't mention where they got it from. How did you know those tools were from the antique store? What? Because that's where most of the tools are? Yeah, I just thought the antique store was a good place to get it from. Personal opinion. That makes 0 sense. You normally find hooks and rubber balls in the storage, not the antique store. Yeah, and doesn't the gym have loads of balls too? You see, you never know. Both the storage and the antique store might have those. That's why I mentioned the antique store. It looks like that place had practically everything. Mitch, we know. One of us has been keeping track of every single item in the storage and antique store. Am I right, Teruya? Yes. Yuki, is this why you asked me about this? Trust me, the antique store definitely had hooks and rubber balls. I know, because I spent most of my time hanging out there. Also, I'm pretty sure there weren't any hooks or rubber balls in the storage. The ones used in the murder are from the antique store. There's no way those items were changed after the murder. Words are hard for me, apparently. Whoa, Teruya, you memorized all that? Wow, what a freak. Okay, well, you call them stupid, and then when they actually do something intelligent, you call them freaks? Pick a side, please. Ugh. Shut up! It's a coincidence, and you still didn't show me proof. Show me evidence. Tangible evidence, not your stupid guesses. I'm not buying it. You're doing this to the wrong person. Ugh, jeez. Can't you be a man and just say you did it? Hey, Mitsuhiro, will you admit it if we show you evidence? That you're the culprit? Ugh, I'm not the culprit. You can't say I did it. Freaking... Can we stop dropping frames, please? That would be, like, the ideal scenario. Sorry. I don't know why the connection's being funky. It's not usually like this. Come on, please. Anyway, sorry guys. Gah, I'm not the culprit. If there's no evidence, you can't say I did it. Give me the proof! 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 If he insists, we should probably show him. Yuki, show him the proof you have. Yeah, I totally know what it is. I have proof? Be patient and think. You do have proof. You even showed it to us a while ago. I mean, I guess maybe the handwriting on the note? I showed the proof to everyone? What is he talking about? I see, I didn't think about it back then, but that can clearly nail him down. Terminate talk, yeah, give it to me. When the opponent's speech bubble, you can press confirm to destroy it. If not destroyed, okay. So I just need to like, okay, shift and, okay. Be wary, all right. Let's give it a go. Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit, and I refuse to acknowledge it. Oh god, okay. Okay. Show me the physical proof. Monokuma, the notepads Monokuma gave us.
これが真実だ
Nailing it. If you want it, I'll show it. Tangible evidence that can prove you guilty. Which obviously doesn't exist, you moron. It does exist. Remember when I showed you the note to explain how the culprit called Kyoka to the laundry room? The paper used from the note was from the notepad given to us by Monokuma, which means you can see if that note was from your notepad by checking if there are any torn pages in there. Oh, I suppose. What? Well, Mitsuhiro, here's the evidence you've been asking for. Hey, this? Evidence? We got those like a week ago. Anyone could have torn out a page for who knows what. Huh. Anyone could have used it? Then we can try matching Yuki's note with the torn section in your notepad. That way, we'll be clear on whether or not it was from your notepad or not. Yeah, but like, the note we have is torn. It wasn't like clean along the top. So, I don't think that would work, but sure. Well, but hey, don't you think the culprit could have used someone else's notepad? How can you be so sure it was from mine? No way, idiot. The notepads were in the drawer of our rooms. How are you going to get one without the owner's permission? And if the owner somehow gave permission? Even better. That would automatically mean the person who asked for permission is the culprit. Wait, that's... Mitch, just admit it. I don't want us to keep fighting each other like this. It's over then. Over? Who said it's over? Nothing's over. This is a lie. This is all a big lie. How dare you accuse a superstar like me of murder? Liar, liar, liar! Alright, if you say so. I'll go over the case from beginning to end, then you'll accept it. You're the only possible culprit, Mitch. Closing argument. I mean, I know how to do it, I just want the controls. Enter, enter again. Okay. You'll not be penalized for wrong answers? Oh. Okay. Where are my panels? Oh, okay. Ooh! The culprit slipping the note through the gap. Nervously waiting for the body. The kid strangled. Uh-oh, the nameplates are switched. Okay, that one goes there. Then the slipping under the... Then she came in. We went for the... We splamped her. Then he did the pressure. Oh! Oh, okay, I guess this one makes more sense. Yeah, then the pressure. Then, whoop! Then we did the kick. Then the neck. Finally, PDA.
これが事件の全部だよ。
It all started last night. While we were all in shock by Monokuma's motive, Kyoka, Haru, and Satsuki decided to hang out together to distract themselves from the stress. They ran around the hallway till Haru accidentally broke 2 of the nameplates on the wall. Those 2 nameplates belonged to Kyoka and Tsurugi. Haru was panicking over breaking school property when Monokuma showed up to give him a warning. He didn't punish Haru since it was an accident, instead ordering him to replace the broken nameplates with new ones. And here's where Haru made a crucial mistake. After a trip to the restroom, he got confused about where the 2 nameplates originally were. He finally chose to go with his gut instinct, which, unfortunately, turned out to be wrong. This is when Kyoka and Tsurugi's nameplates were switched around. Haru went to his room right after putting the nameplates back, and the nighttime hallway was left empty. At this very moment, someone had decided against going to sleep and was out in the hallway, secretly heading somewhere. The place they were heading was Tsurugi's room. For some reason, they had chosen Tsurugi to be their target. I mean, it makes sense to go after him. Like, as much as I love the guy, if I was gonna kill someone, I'd probably kill him too. Of murder. But there was something they were unaware of. Right before they came, the nameplates outside Tsurugi and Kyoka's rooms were switched by Haru. So the culprit had actually gone to Kyoka's room. Unaware of the error, the culprit made their first move. They put a note through the gap below the door. If asked to come to the laundry room at 6 a.m. and contained a lot of false information to make things easier for the culprit. Not everyone would be asleep right after nighttime, and it would be easy to spot a note coming through the door. That's what the culprit was going for. The next day, as the time approached 6 o'clock, Kyoka, after reading the note, came to the laundry room as she'd been instructed. The culprit was hiding in the corner of the room, looking for an opportunity to strike. Since they are expecting to see Tsurugi, Kyoka's sudden appearance would have been a surprise for them. Kyoka continued forward, oblivious of her fate. The culprit was probably confused at first, then either noticed they somehow went to the wrong room, or found Kyoka holding the note. They likely had a plan in mind, and changing the target meant they had to risk ruining everything. I mean, not really. The plan isn't exactly dependent on who shows up, but there's also the potential of being found out and facing the aftermath if they let her go. At last, the culprit decided to change their target. They already had the weapon ready, and it looked like they'd be discovered anyway. Meanwhile, Kyoko was wondering why no one was in the room. Still unaware of the presence of the culprit, she was left vulnerable to their attack. For an ultimate sniper, she did not have the greatest spatial awareness, I suppose. Blah. And fell victim to it. After the murder, the culprit wiped off the blood from the body to conceal any evidence of murder. Because it was done almost immediately afterward, Kyoko's clothes didn't get any blood on them. However, they weren't able to take care of the large bloodstain on the floor. Maybe because they were in a hurry, or they just failed to see it. I assume it was the former. I don't think he would have completely failed to see it. The bloodstain played a large role in revealing Kyoko was murdered in the laundry room. Yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't have cleaned it up, but yeah, well. I think the culprit forgot about the bloodstain while they were busy moving Kyoko's body. They must have been in a panic since they killed someone that wasn't part of their plan. Okay, sure. The culprit first carried their body over to the girls' restroom. The purpose was to take advantage of the fact that students are allowed to enter the restroom of the opposite sex. That's when the culprit found the pipe on the ceiling of the room. The culprit decided to make use of it and went to the antique store to get the needed supplies. It was less than an hour before the wake-up announcement, so they were probably in a rush. The tools they chose were a rope, a hook, and a rubber ball. The culprit tied the rope around the rubber ball, then thought of a way to hide their involvement. Their idea was to tie the rope to the pipe without entering the girls' restroom, using the rubber ball. Since the culprit was a man, they were unable to enter the girls' restroom. Monokuma had previously announced anyone who set foot in the restroom of the opposite sex would be shot by the machine guns. Bow bow. But thanks to the fact the restroom entrance was open with a wall straight across, the culprit was able to tie the rope to the pipe using the elasticity of the rubber ball. It was a risky move, as the culprit wasn't able to step inside to correct any mistakes, and making the ball bounce right through that small gap seemed nearly impossible. But the culprit was confident they could do it. This was because, as the ultimate soccer player, they had absolute mastery over all types of balls. The rubber ball bounced across the room and right back to the entrance just as they planned. The culprit repeated this several times to make it look like someone tied the rope by hand. And that's when another unexpected event happened. They must have failed to adjust the strength of their kicks, because the rubber ball grew weaker and weaker after each bounce, until it couldn't withstand the pressure and popped. This caused the liquid inside the ball to be splattered all over the restroom, becoming a key piece of evidence. The culprit would have wanted to get rid of it, but they couldn't do it without going inside the restroom. The culprit, nonetheless, decided to go on with their plan. After all, they succeeded in tying the rope to the pipe, and the method they used was virtually unimaginable for a normal person. Wasn't there, though, like, a bloodstain in front of her body? I don't know. I guess it was probably just left over from the head wound. Anyway. After getting the rope around the pipe, the culprit removed the ball from the rope and attached the hook instead. Then they threw the hook towards the pipe to fasten the rope on it. The other end of the rope was on the left, the other end of the rope that was left outside the restroom was wrapped around Kyoko's neck. The reason for this was to make it look like Kyoko was hanged inside the restroom. Culprit was hoping to make us think that Kyoko's murder was inside the girls' restroom, and naturally was able to enter it as well. That way, the men wouldn't be considered suspects in the trial. The culprit, as a man, was trying to use this for their own favor. Everything was ready, and as the culprit was about to push Kyoka inside, they found a piece of paper in Kyoka's hand. It was the note they wrote, held tight in her hand even after her death. Having realized the note will be used against them if discovered, the culprit ripped the note out of her hand. They ripped it, possibly because of rigor mortis, which made it difficult to pull out. What the culprit didn't know was most of the important parts of the note were still intact in the piece they left in Kyoka's hand. Thanks to the note, we found she wasn't murdered in the restroom, which led to the conclusion the culprit can be a man as well. After getting over the risky part, the culprit tried to get rid of the hammer and the rubber ball. But too much time had passed at this point, and it was early enough for some of us to get up. In a hurry, the culprit left their murder weapon and the burst rubber ball in a garbage dump. They would have wanted a safer option, but the time constraint gave them little time to think. They must have thought, we won't find them if they put it alongside all the trash. And it kinda worked, since Mekaru and I were the only ones to discover them. We're almost there. When we started coming out of our rooms, the culprit acted like they'd just gotten up and waited for the body to be discovered. We soon noticed Kyoka was nowhere to be seen. As we all know, we went looking around the entire building until Akane discovered the horrible state Kyoka was in. Everyone froze in shock, and while pretending to do the same, the culprit secretly hid a smile at the outcome of their plan. The person who came up with this plan and tried to deceive us all. God bless. Ooh, okay, we do get motion. Ah, red card. Oh, that's cool. That's funny. I like that. It was you, right? Mitsuhiro Higa? The red card was a nice touch. I like that. Oh, okay. How was that, Mitch? Do you still have anything to say? Huh. He must have forgotten how to speak. This kind of nonsense is that? This is just purely outrageous. Mitsuhiro, it's over. Please be honest. It's pointless for us to keep attacking each other. Mitsuhiro, was it really you? Why? Why did you commit something like murder? We kind of established he's a pretty terrible person, so this does not surprise me all too much. No, it wasn't me. I'm not. It's not me. It's not me, not me, not me. No, 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 no! It wasn't me! Whoa, this idiot is going all crazy. OMG! Mitsuhiro's gone totally wacko! Get this guy out of here. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. 820. Mono coins! See, I knew it. We don't have to crawl around on our hands and knees for money anymore. And all was right with the world. Oop, oop, oop. Oh, it looks like you're done. As headmaster, let me say your discussions were packed with passion in a fashionable way. Huh? Passion and fashion. Are they the same? Are they different? Oh, who cares? You don't need any of those to live a good life anyway. So let's move on to voting time. You don't need any explanations, right? Pick the person you believe is the blackened. Everyone, make your choice using the switch in front of you. And one more thing, just a reminder. Triple check you voted for someone. If I ever see a blank ballot, you know what happens. I'm sure none of you would want to be punished for something so trivial like that. Okay then, time to get excited. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Oh, we did it, gamers. I mean, Mitch dying is awesome, but I'm just glad the economy is stable again. 1 second, I'm gonna sip water. Woo! Okay. That was a lot of talking. At least in the real games they have voice acting. But regardless. Okay.
Oh, bingo! The black end of this trial, that is. The murderer who killed Kyokamaki is none other than Mitsuhiro Higa!
What? Hold on.
Mr. Higa, did you really? Mitch, why'd you kill her? Tell us. Yeah, I'm wondering what his motive was. I mean, it could just be he's, like, a terrible human being, but Leon, like, was quote-unquote self-defense, because, like, Sayaka targeted him, so we will see what he says here. I was a big fan of yours. I liked soccer, too. I admired your talent as a rising star.
Why did you have to...
Cut it out and say something.
Fine. I killed Kyokamaki.
Are you serious?
Finally.
Mitsuhiro, assuming everything we found out is true, you murdered Kyoka even though she wasn't your target. I'm not saying it was okay for you to set up a murder, but you could have quit and spared Kyoka when your plan went wrong. Why didn't you do that? Why were you so stubborn about killing someone? Kyoka did nothing to you.
But I just had to get out of here after watching the video.
Yeah, we've all got loved ones.
I need this. I need to end this stream. The lag is crazy. Not like, I mean like I need to get to the end so that it will function. It usually is not this much of an issue.
That video?
Just as I thought. That is the only possible answer. No, it's not you guys. It's, for some reason, just the connection has not been great tonight, so I do apologize. You mean the motive? Monokuma had shown us that DVD just yesterday. The contents must have been different for every student, but each of them seemed enough to drive a person toward despair. Despair, you say? As in the hope versus despair thing? Surely not. When I watched my video, I felt myself wrapped by a surge of emotion demanding me to escape here by any means possible. I even pondered the thought of murder. Mitch must have killed due to the same reason. Something about, Yuki's video that I'm still thinking about. She seemed to know who her attacker was, because she said, like, honey, right? Which would imply, like, it's one of her family members, like her husband or her child. So, that's a little suspicious. in my humble opinion. I'm aware how serious a crime is. Even a million apologies won't be enough for what I did. But I had to do it. I had to get out of this place, and for that I had to murder. I mean, I would almost feel bad for him if they didn't already prove long before the motive that he was a terrible human being. It's a hero. You bastard. I don't know what you saw in your video, but can you even guess what was on mine? Every soccer stadium in the world reduced to ashes. Terrorists attacking FIFA headquarters and world-class soccer players have gone missing. Top of that, my home team was also...
How could such a thing be possible? I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, it sucks, but like, again, not a great person.
That's exactly like my case.
Yeah. To Mitsuhiro, soccer would have been like the home where he belongs. Witnessing his own sweet home be completely destroyed would feel... Attack on FIFA HQ. You know that's utter nonsense. Right, and it doesn't only pertain to yours. All of our videos have been manipulated. You shouldn't have fallen for this trap. Ugh.
I couldn't stop trembling over watching my video because it was as shocking and terrified as yours. It wasn't just you.
Period, Queen. Tell him. Because, like, everyone had traumatizing videos, and not all of them, like, went murder.
It was everyone's fight. Even Kyoka's. Even though she watched the same absurd video, she was trying to overcome her shock.
You asshole! I couldn't help it. Soccer's my everything. I'd even say it's more important than my life. I know murder is wrong, but I just had to see with my own eyes if that video's real, even if it meant killing another person. Let me ask you one thing. Suppose your plan went without a hitch and you got out. What if you found that video was forged? Then what were you gonna do? You heard about the class trial and the entrance ceremony, did you not? The victory of the Blackened is equivalent to the death of everyone minus the Blackened. My point is, by setting off your murder plan, you opted to take the lives of us 14 for your own needs. But were you aware of the full weight of your choice? Or at least prepared to face the consequences? I doubt it. You know what I want to say? That you're nothing more than an ignorant moron who wanted to get out of here using soccer as an excuse. Slay, Mekaru. Of course, our videos were as shocking as yours. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be a motive. If that alone was sufficient to make a person murder, all of us would have done it by now. See? That's what I was saying. But in reality, you were the only one to commit murder. What do you think made that different? Could it be prioritizing your selfish desire over your so-called friends? Ray, stop it. Don't try and make this any more complicated. Are you telling me this idiot got shocked by the DVD, then went on to murder someone without even being mentally prepared? No, I won't deny that, but soccer really was my everything. Actually, it was pretty well planned out. I don't know if I'd say that, but okay. He even managed to come up with a complex trick immediately after murdering Kyoka. I mean, like, it wasn't completely stupid of him. Like, I'm not talking about the writing, I'm talking about, like, Mitch himself. He's, like, in the middle, because he definitely did some dumb stuff, but you could attribute that to panic. So, like, I guess it was a decent enough murder scheme. But anyway. Tsurugi being his initial target doesn't look like a coincidence either. You thought his talent would be an obstacle to your plan, didn't you? Well, yeah. Bullseye, I suppose. Unbothered king. Right. From the beginning, Mitch was willing to murder, even without the motive. A malice beyond description. That's what took Kyoka's life. Exactly, he gets it. But so what? Does it even matter? When Akuma was the ultimate ringleader behind all this. I mean, yeah, but that doesn't absolve Mitch of guilt. Monokuma is the one who drove Mitch to that point. You know what, Mitch? Right after watching the motive, Kyoko told me, Haru, and Satsuki this. Murder, motives, anxiety, just push them to the side and have fun. That way we can all chill out and strengthen our bond. Kyoko probably got the same amount of shock as you, but she was trying to overcome the situation by getting everyone together. If she had the chance to talk with you yesterday, things might have been different. Don't care.
Why, isn't it so frightening? Who would have guessed the world-class celebrity is nothing more than a bad-tempered coward? This is why you should never judge a book by its cover. No one would have ever thought the Mitch Higo would murder.
What? What are you talking about? It's your fault. The entire situation, Mitch's murder, it's all your fault. How can you even say that?
Aw, don't be so salty. What's done is done. Don't you got a carpe diem? Oh, what's up with that attitude? If you're trying to fight me, give up. You'll probably end up hanging out with your dead friend anyway. Besides, you guys don't scare me at all.
Shut up, Monokuma. I don't know where you got the balls for that, but someday I'll bring you to justice myself. I know he's not gonna survive. I can, like, feel that in my bones. He's probably gonna be a late game death now. And, like, the big characters, if they survive Chapter 1, will usually be a late game death. But, God, I really like him. I don't want him to die.
Tsurugi might be an exception. Gee, look how long you guys have been holding me back. We better get started. Started on what? The punishment. What else would it be? I told you, punishment awaits the loser of the class trial.
The punishment? You mean execution? Just give me a sec. Of course I'm guilty. I deserve death. I deserve any kind of punishment. I know I can't ever make up for my crime. But still, are you really gonna kill me? Sure, I killed Kyoko, but isn't this a bit different? Seriously? You're gonna take my life? I can explain. I really must have been crazy. I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. I can rot in jail for the rest of my life. Just don't kill me. Yeah, I'll do anything you want. You can have all the money I earned from playing soccer, okay? I don't want to die. Help me. I'll do anything but dying. I'm begging you. Please don't kill me. Hey, guys, do something. I'm gonna die for real. This isn't a joke. Notwithstanding Mitch's desperate cries, everyone turned their heads away from him, including myself.
What's this? Are you scared of dying? Weren't you ready for this when you became the Blackened? Above all, you disrupted order. You killed Kyoko. Whatever the laws outside may be, the rule here is simple: an eye for an eye, a death for a death. No matter what you do, you can't avoid punishment. Once you're revealed to be the Blackened, you are punished. That's an ironbound rule. Now, save your breath and let us begin. I certainly wouldn't want my students to procrastinate. Sorry, just checking the... once again, stream simply does not want to... Oh well, we're just gonna have to go for it. So, I've prepared a special punishment for the Blackened, Mitsuhiro Higa, the ultimate soccer player.
No! Go away! Go away!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
No! Oh, this is gonna be cathartic. Uh-oh. I don't know, it seems to be working just fine to me. So we're gonna ignore that little thing at the top. Ooh, okay. Red card. Nice. Oh. Yikes! Ouch. Yee. Oh, okay. Ugh. That was good. That was really good.
Yeehaw! That's it! Yes, the thrill, the excitement! You can only feel that at punishment time!
Oh me, oh my. What yeah, that was pretty intense. Mitch. Mitch is dead. It happened in an instant. Mitsuhiro Higa, who was alive and breathing merely minutes ago, now greeted us in death amidst scorching flames across the screen. Man. Sorry, anyway. Despair. They animated this in RPG Maker? That's crazy. That's really impressive, actually. Ugh, come on. Anyway. That was exactly what came up in our mind.
Mitsuhiro committed murder. Of course he was unforgivable. But this is too harsh!
We have to keep doing this? I can't. Anyone, please, get me out of here!
If you don't want this, don't kill! None of this would happen if you simply stopped caring about the outside. After all, it was Mitsuhiro's own selfish desire that led him to murder. You guys were the ones responsible for this.
But how can we just forget about the outside world? 'Tis impossible! Monokuma, what is your intention? What do you get from committing this heinous act?
Intention? Indention? Huh? What's that? Sounds too hard for me. Nobody cares anyway. You don't have to know it. Just heed my words and all will be fine. Besides, you won't understand a word even if I tell you. Not even the slightest bit about what's going on right now. Total waste of time, right?
You son of a...
Oh no, how intimidating. Boop, boop, boop. Well, case closed. Class trial is officially over. Everyone, rest in peace.
Hey, wait. He's gone. Damn it. What are we supposed to do now? In silence, everyone kept staring at the spot where Monokuma was standing. Although the class trial was over, none of us looked eager to leave the courtroom. After losing 2 friends on a single day and realizing escape is still far out of reach, we couldn't help but freeze in despair. Everyone, we need to stay calm. If we lose hope here, we won't be able to accomplish anything. But my legs ain't moving after watching that execution. How are we supposed to stay calm when our friend has met such a horrible end? Friend? Who's this friend you're talking about? What? Huh? Who else can it be besides Mitsuhiro? No, Saruki's based. Like, you're calling him a friend? I don't get it. Based. Are you calling a murderer your friend? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with him? He's right. He's completely correct. Mitch was a terrible person.
Saruki. Sure, Mitsuhiro killed Kyoka and he deserved punishment, but he was still our friend for the past few days. Right?
Was he? He didn't really act like it. You, of all people, should probably not think this. I don't really understand. But, okay, I guess. Yes, he was. Now he's only a criminal who got what he deserved for committing the worst possible crime on Earth. What's so surprising about that? You may argue Mitsuhiro deserved the death penalty, but do you condone Monokuma's actions? Are you condoning Higa's murder? Yes, Monokuma killing him was also murder. Monokuma's a criminal worthy of death too. But letting Higa live would be just as absurd. There ought to be retribution for every murder. What the... Are you saying you're glad Mitch died? Of course. No murderer has the right to live, regardless of how many they've killed. Okay, this is where you lose me a little bit, because didn't you also shoot innocent people? Like, I know you said it was for the greater good, but you still did that. So, I'm not quite sure why he would think every single murderer has no right to live, when technically he is one and he knows this. But if he was arguing it was for the greater good, then you think he would be able to justify murder for the greater good. I don't know. I'm trying to put together his philosophy right now, but he's kind of coming off as a massive hypocrite in that regard. What? Sure, Tsurugi said that he despises criminals more than anything else, and his dream is to end all crime in the world. But still, saying he's glad for someone's death, even if that someone was a murderer, that's insane. Would you also say killing a murderer is acceptable? No way. If you kill a criminal, then you'd be a criminal too. However, wasn't Monokuma already a criminal to start with? You killed criminals! You shot terrorists! What? When did I say I'll excuse Monokuma's actions? I'm just saying Higa got the thing he deserved. I loathe that bear scum more than anything, but there's one thing he and I can agree on. An eye for an eye, a death for a death. This is my motto as a police officer. Lunatic. Isn't it a bit problematic for a police officer to say that? I mean, true. Why would it be problematic? I think the real problem is with the current legal system. I'm gonna work hard to change the laws in this country. No, the entire world. I'll create a world where no one dare commit crime. That's why I need to get out of this place. Same goes for you all. Stop thinking about that killer and strategize on how we'll fight Monokuma. I'm not supporting Mitsuhiro, but something is definitely wrong with you. Wrong? To me, the way you're acting is wrong. Do you realize you're already approving his actions by caring about his death? Criminal or not, somebody just died. How could you react like that when a human being was murdered right in front of you? How could I? Well, criminals don't count as human beings for me. Leader? Tsurugi, what happened to you? You weren't like this. What do you mean? I was like this the entire time. I'm just giving some advice to those of you who are being overly hysterical. Of course, I'm aware that I'm ultimately the one to blame. Kyoka wouldn't have died if I'd been more alert. Therefore, from now on, I won't ever allow another murder to happen in this school, no matter what it takes. It's my duty to protect you all, isn't it? Why are we getting mad at him? I mean, he's being callous about it, sure, but like... whatever. Stop. Mikako? She spoke. Everyone's exhausted. Let's go to our rooms and rest. Calm down. We can talk again tomorrow. Right, this mind-blowing incident got us all heated up. Let's cool our heads and talk again tomorrow. Fine. I don't think you can think logically in this condition either. And thus, our first class trial came to a close on the worst possible note. I don't know about that. This is... if it wasn't for Mekako, we might have broke into a fight. I think there are worse ways this could have ended. Somehow, I feel like everyone went crazy. No, I might be the one who's crazy. 2 of us died in a single day. It would be weird not to go crazy. Will we ever get out of this place? Probably not. Nope. Most of you won't. Will we ever escape this monstrous killing game? We took the elevator back to the school building and quietly dismissed ourselves. The atmosphere felt heavy, and a feeling of distrust seemed to pervade everywhere like it did on our first day. Oh man, sip of water. Okay. End of chapter 1. Echoing Despair. Survivors remaining? 13. Thank you for playing. Yes, yes, thank you. Save. Thanks.
Danganronpa.
Alright, we did it. We made it, everybody. What a time. Let me switch back over. I think the stream is kind of decently far behind. It's because my computer just simply does not like functioning, so... one sec. That was the first trial. What do we think, guys? Once you once you eventually catch up to me. Love my computer just deciding to die. It's not that the computer died. I don't know. Maybe it's a Wi-Fi issue? Whatever it is, it's not exactly fun, but we made it to the end anyway, and hopefully it'll be better next time. I haven't had this problem yet. Oh, okay, now you want to start working? At the very, very end? Sure, that's fine. You couldn't have done this, like, 5 minutes ago? Whatever, I guess. Anyway. I guess while I'm waiting for chat to or the stream to catch up, I can yap a little about my thoughts. Still pretty similar to DR11, but not like a copy-paste at least, so that's good. The case was decent enough. I was able to follow. It was a little bit easy, but I think that's just because it's, you know, the first case. I'm glad Mitch is gone. Fuck Mitch. What else? I mean, I kind of wish we'd gotten to know Kyoka more before she died. like, in terms of the main story, but you can't win them all, I suppose. Okay, connection is back. Great. But regardless, I think I kind of get what they were going for with Tsurugi's crash out at the end. I get what they were going for. Execution, but pun intended, I think could have been a little different, but you know. I'm intrigued to see where it goes in terms of Tsurugi's whole deal of like, I'm not gonna let anyone die anymore because it's Danganronpa, we know what's gonna happen next. Chapter feels like the dev game. That's a good way to put it. Like, it was not bad. Like, I'm not trying to say that. Like, it was not bad at all. Getting the footing is a good way, I think, to describe it. Will I look up the FTEs of those who died? Maybe between streams or on my own time. Maybe. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I could definitely tell they were kind of going for a Nagito twist with Tsurugi. A little bit in terms of like, oh, he's actually kind of crazy, but I don't know, like, I don't know where I stand on him yet. I'm gonna have to see where they take his character, you know what I mean? I still support. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But yeah, fun time. Yeah, the chapter 36 is very wonky. Just a heads up for future streams. Yeah. Okay. Actually, since we're talking about that, let me because when I was downloading the game, they were like, here's the prologue in chapter 1, and then here's chapters 2 through 6. So I would assume it would run it like kind of the same, but maybe that's not the case. So if you have any like technical advice for how to set up that build, that would be appreciated going in, because obviously I was gonna try and do it before the next stream, but if there's anything I should know preemptively to trying to do that, let me know. I would appreciate it. Chapters get better. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they get better. Like, you know. And this was not bad, like, at all, especially considering the time and the RPG maker. Like, that's so impressive to me, personally. So, I mean, I know the creator would never see this, but props to them anyway. I guess I don't want to make my computer do much more than it needs to, but... For one thing, you'll need a Hangman's Gambit guide because they're all in Korean. Yeah, I unfortunately do not know Korean, so... That would be appreciated. I'm sure I can figure it out. Oh, there's anagram answers. Okay, there seems to be a guide on the itch page that I'm looking at, so that's good. But anywho, I'll figure it out. Thanks again. We're probably gonna wrap up now. I'd like to thank you all for coming. I will continue this probably this weekend, if everything goes according to plan. But we will see. I'm excited to hop into chapter 2, see where it goes. Yeah. Longer stream than I expected, but really, really fun. Thanks for coming, and I will see you all next time. Bye!